All right, we are live. My destroyed edges are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Welcome to the Truth Seekers Live Honest Truth Podcast. We have a very special guest in the building today. We're going to wait to get into the deep details of today's podcast, today's live feed, but we will get into the details. It's going to be a good one. We've been conversing and having conversation the past couple of minutes, and it's going to be a good time. I can't thank you all enough for being here once again, and you're going to really want to stick through this entire episode. Later on, we will indeed open up the panel. I know I got a lot of questions last time of whether or not we will open up the panel, and the panel will stay open to those guests who are recurring members of the channel. If you're new on the channel, I might not have you on when we have visitors on, because there are a lot of trolls. As you know, there are a lot of haters to this channel. Also, you might see me get up to turn the AC on, or you might see me sweating. I am nervous. I just drank a little bit of alcohol, and it is a bit hot. So, Brie, how are you feeling? You feeling
I
good?
am
You
comfortable.
comfortable? Cool.
I'm a warm person.
All right. I said I was, and then here I am sweating. So I'm trying to play into Breeze. Jaleesa Monet says, "We back." Absolutely, Jaleesa. Good to see you in here, cuz. Good to see you in here, Lovey X. Some of the users
Okay.
appear on there. Let me move this out of your way.
Oh, I can see. You're
Good.
good.
Perfect. Perfect. Caramel Baby says, "Hello, my beautiful people." Hello, Caramel
Hello,
Baby.
hello.
Kier says, "We'll be here. Take your time. The honest truth." Also, I know a lot of you aren't getting the notifications. 99% of you are going to be watching this on Restream. I'm not sure what's going on, other than, just check back every day, guys. I'll try and update when we'll be going live on the community tab. All right. I'll try and keep that updated. Somebody let me know how the sound is coming in. Hello, Taylor Beauty. Let me know how the sound is coming in. Shout out to the all 11 people watching right now. Hopefully, we get to the last numbers, last stream's number as well. Let me check it on my cell phone. And we will begin in 1 second. 1 second, 1 second. Testing, 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 testing. Man, that's loud. Testing, 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 testing. All right, we sound pretty good. We sound
Okay.
pretty good. So Taylor Beauty says, sound sis excellent. Sound is excellent. Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Elisa. Sounds good. Hello, Tulip Personality. Jedi Mike, good to see you in here, brother. What's going on? What's going on? As usual, it'll probably take about 30 minutes for everybody to get in here. So we'll try and go through as quickly or slow as we can, to get to that point. So, Brie,
Yes.
welcome to the show. First and foremost, it's an honor to have you here. I'm very
Thank you.
excited. We'll go into a lot of different aspects of your life, but I want to start from the very beginning.
Okay.
So, where are you from?
That is always a difficult question. I was a military brat. So I was born in Hawaii. I moved every 3 years. I lived in California, San Antonio, Virginia, Okinawa, Japan, um, Florida, Louisiana. So
Jeez.
I got a pot of things going on.
Okay. So you were cultured, to say the very
Yes,
least, coming up.
yes.
That's good. Well, I was raised in Michigan. I was born technically in Texas, and so I
Okay.
just say I'm from Michigan, even though I was born in Texas. So I understand.
I have family in Michigan.
It's cool though to be able to choose, one location. Be like, hey,
Exactly.
I'm from Japan, or hey, you know what, I'm
I
from there
graduated
too.
high school in Japan. I'm from Japan.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Well, you said it was military. That's dope.
Marines.
Marines.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I can see that a little bit in your personality type. You're cool, but you're still regimented, and you're about your business.
Yes.
If you would like to check out Bree's credentials and her social media sites, then you can look in the description and find her Instagram. Very, very, very beautiful pictures. She models and does a lot of other stuff. And we're possibly going to be doing some stuff in the future as well with her. So,
Hopefully, yes, yes.
so before it all, once again, a bit about your childhood. Would you say that your childhood was mostly good? Would you say that it was mostly bad, or did it have its ups and downs, or what would you classify your childhood as?
I would classify my childhood as mostly good.
Yeah,
I was a spoiled child.
that's good. You got things when you asked when you wanted them.
um, yes and no, but I had to be a good child. It was a lot of get this done and you can get this type. So keeping my room clean. As long as I had good grades, I could pretty much get what I wanted.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Well, I was kind of the same way. For a while, my parents were pretty hard on me, my dad specifically. But after got a little bit older, they got a little bit more patient. And
Yeah.
do you have any siblings?
From my mother, no. From my father, yes. There is 7 of
Mhm.
us.
7. Wow, that's a big family.
Yeah, he adds numbers. So,
My father is the same way. He's one of, we're not quite sure, to be honest with you.
yeah.
Just met some halves a couple of years ago. He has half brothers and sisters. The ancestry.com thing is a trip.
Yeah.
They're
Um
starting to pull up some, so it's interesting. It's a good thing. It's nice to have a big family.
it is.
A
It
lot,
is.
a lot of people got your back, and wherever it comes, you got a lot of family, so you got a lot of
Yeah, you'd
soldiers
be
on your
like,
side.
okay, but you got to be cautious of who you talk to and date. You'd be like, kind of look alike.
It's a great point. I never thought about it that way. And I have heard stories, as weird as it might sound, of relatives actually dating and they didn't know until they went over to a family member's house and they were like, that's your third cousin or that's your cousin.
Yeah.
And they started talking. I understand. Yeah. Hopefully that never happens, but never say never, right? So childhood upbringing was good. What kind of student were you?
um, how do I did
A's,
A's
B's,
and B's.
A's and B's?
Graduated with like a 3.8. I got a welding scholarship.
A welding scholarship.
Yeah, I love to weld. I was an auto tech foreman. I love to use my hands. I'm really a tomboy. I just look like this. So I use it to my advantage. um, yeah, I was.
Any sports?
Yes, I was always in a sport. My mom made sure I did something after school because she thought I'd get in trouble. So, basketball, I wasn't the greatest. I was like Shaq. I can guard you, but don't give me the ball to shoot. My whole career, I had like 16 points.
That's good. That's 15.
That's 3 years.
Oh,
Whole career. Yeah.
I don't know why I heard my per average game or something. I was like 16. That's good.
No.
It's pretty bad.
I know. But how many people shot on me?
Come on,
that's what counts.
Come on. There you go. I ain't playing.
I was on the team for a reason.
There you go.
Cheerleading I was cheerleading captain senior year. I was can we cuss?
Yeah.
I was a bitch.
Really?
I would say I was like popular bitch. Like popular but not popular.
Mean Girls type. You had your squad.
I wasn't
very selective.
I would say I wasn't mean intentionally. I wasn't intentionally mean all the time. I was a jokester. I hung out with guys a lot. So I would joke like guys. You know how they just clown on anybody walking. So that would be me. But as far as like being physically mean for a reason, no. Like I only got in one fight my whole school career.
Did you win?
Yeah, I did.
What was the reason, if I may ask? If you remember.
I do. I remember it vividly. I have a very picture mind, so I remember everything.
Okay.
She had got into it with my mom. She was.
Oh yeah.
She was one of those girls. In Japan they don't fail you. They fail you, but you don't stay in that grade the next year. You go to the next grade, but you take those classes online. From the grade you failed.
That's interesting. I never heard that before.
And so she was in technically all the grades. And she was older than everybody. She got caught stealing from our track coach. I ran track and my mom was in charge of like buying and doing the snacks for our track team. So essentially my mom felt like she was stealing from her. And so my mom confronted her because she was grown. She was 19. So she confronted her. They got into it. I was like, my mom can handle it. Like, y'all are grown. Take care of it. Went to the cafeteria. She came in and she was just going at it.
She asked for it.
And I don't think I was having a very good week, to be honest. And it was just like, what you want to do?
There you go. And like, this was in Japan.
Yes, this was in Japan in the cafeteria.
How do they handle fights? Like, do they call police or?
No, we do go, like, if it's bad enough, you have to go to like the head of the military base and they'll decide if they want to send you back to America without your parents. Like, you have to find somebody to stay with type thing.
Wow.
Or it just depends on how bad it was. Mine didn't get that bad because she was always kind of in trouble. So she was known to be a troublemaker, and I'd never been in a fight. Like, the things I would be in trouble for was like dress code type thing. Like, I was just a stylish girl, and sometimes I had long legs.
Did they speak Japanese over there in the classes and stuff, or there was the English classes that they had since it
Oh,
was
I was on
military?
base,
Oh, you're
so
on base. Okay,
yeah.
cool, cool, cool.
We had English classes, but you did have like Japanese nationals that would pay to go to our school.
Oh, that's cool.
So you had it everywhere. You take taxis off base, but most of the people in Okinawa speak English, or at least can write English. So at least if you can write it, they can speak to you that way.
Hmm.
It was fairly. I didn't. I took Spanish in Japan.
Nice. Spanish in Japan. That's quite a thing right
Yeah,
there.
my
Go ahead. Listen.
my actually most of them know Spanish before they know English. Japanese people, but my dad's Dominican, so and I didn't know Spanish, and I felt like I needed to know Spanish being Dominican descent.
I'm the same way right now. I'm the same way. My mom's from Panama.
Okay, see,
She didn't teach us Spanish because she said that she didn't want my dad to feel left out. And so I was like, okay,
but now
yes,
I feel
mom. But I
left
was like,
out.
yeah, right, exactly. My grandparents are living with my parents right now, and they speak Spanish. They know I don't speak, but when we have family and we're talking to the family, I have family in Panama still. Like, hola, Jonathan, so, ¿cómo estás? I'm like, hey, yeah, muy bien, gracias. And they're like, you still don't know Spanish? And I was like, man, I
You
don't,
don't have to
you know,
clown me
I
like
feel
that.
kind of bad. Yeah, I feel bad. It's like, man, this is in my blood and I can't even speak the language. But I'm working towards it. I'm working towards it.
I understand a lot more than I can speak.
Same. If you drop me off right now, I do okay.
Yeah, I went to Costa Rica for like a week and a half.
And you look like you could almost blend in just about like you'd be a good spy.
Yeah, I blend in almost everywhere. I went to
Almost everywhere.
London. Everywhere I go, it's like not an issue, and I'm great with impressions. Like I can listen and kind of imitate
Mm.
a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
So catching the accent's not hard either.
Nice. All right. Well, so good to see everybody in here. Evening to Brandy. Evening to Latoya Brown. Latoya Brown says she caught them hands. Organic Black says, wow. About to fight, I assume. Thumbs up the stream. Make sure. Thank you, Organic Black. Hello, Nichols Pickle. Good to see you back in the building. Caramel Baby, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Almost 30 people watching. So good to
Okay,
see y'all. A
okay.
little bit higher than we usually have. We'll try and make it to 60 or 100. If you don't know, my channel was recently banned. And so
Oh,
after I got banned, my numbers went down a bit.
of course. I get shadow banned often on Instagram.
There you go. You understand
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
The haters are going to hate, right? If you ain't have haters, you ain't popping, though. That's
And
a
I get
famous
it's
rapper
like,
once
oh,
said.
I'm giving out too much information. Let me put some fluffy stuff in my page for a while.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to need to take that from you real quick. Hello, Keena. Good to see you back in here. So, really well-rounded childhood. Everything went pretty well.
Mhm.
Now, you said that your father was with your stepmother, or did your parents split at a certain time? Or
I was a one night stand child.
wow, that's deep. That's deep. One of my best friends was as well, and the mother remarried, and he has a good relationship with his mother and father. Right, that's
Mhm.
it's very interesting. He was pretty balanced, just as you are, though, about the mindset and the reality of the world that we live in. You know, and you still turned out to be a really well balanced person. So good on you and good on them. Really
Yeah.
good. Now let's go ahead and start transitioning from school to maybe graduation. Did you plan on going or attending college, or what was your mind at? Where was your mind at when you graduated at that time?
I knew I didn't want to go to a traditional college.
Yeah.
I knew my love was massage therapy already.
Okay.
So I applied to a massage therapy school in Miami and got accepted before I graduated.
I say this all the time. I had the best 3 days in my life in the middle of December in Miami.
Wow.
I only remember one of them. The rest of them, I was 18 and just drunk out of my mind. Right.
Well,
It was absolutely incredible. We saw Reggie Bush driving down in his Bentley Continental GT, and I was on Oceans or whatever this street is right across from the beach. And I was like, people really live like this.
yes.
This is life, man. I couldn't imagine. Ever since that, I've been trying to work as hard as I can to get back there. It's truly another world. You feel like you're in another world when you're in Miami. You know,
Y-
at least
yes.
the well part.
Yes. Not even just the well part, because when I went looking for how apartments and stuff like that, of course, I was in each type of neighborhood. It's just another world in general. Like finding somebody who speaks English is
Yeah,
not that
it's
easy.
not.
You walk up to someone who you assume is black and they either speak in like Creole because they're Haitian or they're speaking Spanish, and you're like, oh, English?
Yeah, right.
Are we in America still? Like,
Absolutely. You're so right.
yeah,
When we first got there, we didn't know anything about it. And we were driving through. So we crossed the bridge and we were in like the Jewish area. And we were like trying to get some food. So I was like, let's get some food. And we are looking around and we were like, there's nobody serves meat.
yeah.
I was like, what is this? And so we started
I
Googling.
don't want no
We're in the,
matzo ball soup.
you already know it. So we were like, man, this is the trip, man. I've never seen this before. Cool. Well, Miami's great. And so you went, or you tried to get into massage therapy. Did you do that for a while? Or
I got into the school.
hmm
This was the, I guess,
I'm a college dropout, by the way. Everybody knows that. I'm
oh,
terrible with school. So
it's
you made it farther than I did.
I'm a great student, but I just didn't see the point in me going at that time
I said
because
the same thing.
yeah. Um I I didn't go to school in Miami. I didn't go to that school. My mother became sort of obsessive, I guess.
Hmm.
Um being her only child, and she went down with me to find my apartment and get me situated, but nothing was ever good enough.
Hmm.
And it was like a month of me paying for, because I had a savings. I had a good savings. So it was a month of me paying for hotels, food, transportation, trying to find an apartment, but I didn't have any credit. Like, and she ended up convincing me to go back to Louisiana.
Wow. Okay, back home. I'm
Mm,
coming home.
so
So
disappointing.
you're back there staying with mom. Yeah, I've done that before as well. Let me read a couple comments really quickly. Jaleesa
Mhm.
Manai says, "Wow, Miami. Yeah,
Yes.
Miami, absolutely, absolutely. Oh, we have somebody watching from Twitch. Welcome, Q Mario Fan two five
Oh.
six. Want to be famous? Buy followers and viewers on this link. Please do not click that link, y'all. Asia
Do not.
Gazalea, please don't. Asia Gazalea, welcome to the chat. Good to see you in here. Peace, Asia Gazalea. Taylor Beauty says, "Did anyone catch her guest's name? Brie, do we have you, or did you want to drop your tagline, or did you want to
um,
reintroduce yourself?"
my name is Brie.
Nice.
Instagram, Brie Loves All. It's Brie with an E. So BRE loves all, just regularly spelled. I go by, my alternative name is Goddess Waters. That's my alter ego. Um, yeah.
Nice. Nice, nice. The Magnificent One says, "My grandma is from Panama too." Well, that's crazy, Magnificent One. There's a reason why we love each other, right?
My neighbors in Japan were her sons were half Panamanian.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a trip. That's 6 degrees of separation, right?
Yeah.
You keep asking questions, you'll find somebody
We were so
within.
close too. Like her son used to climb through my window and scare me and shit.
That is great.
Yeah.
That's a good memory right there. So you're back staying with Mother Dear,
Mm-hmm.
enjoying being home, and maybe stressing on some other things, just as I was with my parents and my parents and I. And we've talked about this a bit on the podcast, they know, but we had a very tumultuous relationship for a couple of years.
Yeah.
It was really bad,
Yeah.
And so after a while, I went homeless and I just lived in my car for 3 or 4, 5 years.
Same.
Nice. Well, you know what?
Same.
This is why we connect right here. And so when you did that, what was the next plan, or how long were you actually in that phase of life?
It wasn't instantly. I went through massage school, graduated. I ended up pregnant the last like 2, 3 months of school, but still finished and everything.
Nice.
I had a teacher try to fail me because I was pregnant.
Wow.
Yeah. She would tell me
Jeez.
I couldn't participate in things, and then by the end of the grade, she gave me an F for because I had an F in participation.
Wow.
And I was like, "But you told me I couldn't do it." But anyways, finished that, ended up pregnant. I had a live-in boyfriend at the time. We were engaged.
No, let's talk about this for a second. You have a living boyfriend at the time we were engaged. This is kind of what we talk about a lot on the channel.
Mhm.
You were engaged. So what type of guy was he? Was he a pretty well-spoken guy? Did he
Yes.
work at the time?
He's well spoken. He he is an entrepreneur, very much respect. He was, I would guess, say at the time, trying to find himself.
Hmm.
So he was between the oil company, the oil
It's
rig,
good for you, though.
and like doing his comedy and stand up, and he's also stunt double. So between, he's SAG like accredited, all that.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
he's real.
Yeah.
Nice.
His whole family, really, my daughter's dad's side is all pretty well rounded as far as acting, singing, talent type.
Hmm.
Um, but he was just, I guess, too soft for me. I didn't feel protected. I didn't feel like if something was to ever pop off, I would feel protected. And he was cheating. Like,
And it will, yeah.
yeah,
Okay, so the
like,
bigger.
yeah. It was honestly,
Now, where did both of you cheat? In
I did
all
not cheat on him.
transparency? No,
No,
really?
no. He was cheating while I was pregnant. Like, I wasn't cheating.
Wow. So he's a bit softer per
Yeah.
se, and he's cheating. Did you try and work things out with him, or were you the one to call up the engagement?
Oh yeah. I
Absolutely,
was.
I would as
Oh,
well.
and then I found out my ring was fake.
Oh,
And I don't have a problem with that, but you could have told
it's the
me.
deceit.
Yeah, like I did. I think I did my mom's perm or something, and the ring tarnished. And then I saw it like in the Walmart case when I was shopping one day, and I was like,
Oh man.
"You told me. You said that."
Wow.
So it's just I was young as well, so I still don't think we were supposed to be together. So yeah, I called it. I called it.
Mm.
At the time, he told me I didn't have to work because we had just had a child. He would take care of things. I needed clothes. He wasn't providing. I'd come home from school and thinking that he has our daughter. My mom has our kid because he's out. Like, it was a lot. And so I called it when I think after my daughter was like 6 months.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
What would he be out doing? Just him for the most part?
Yeah.
He wasn't. Yeah. So
Shreveport has a lot of events. So he would be either like at comedy shows or doing who knows what because he wouldn't answer the phone. So
did he have any other kids at the time?
no.
First
Our
kid.
kid is his first kid.
His first baby girl.
He
He's out
has
trying to figure out.
Yeah, he has like
Hmm.
he's got 5, 6 more now. He's married.
Very interesting. So call it off, and is he still in communication with your little
Yes.
one now? So
Yes.
cool. So he tries to at least play the communication role, and
Mhm.
obviously you're in different states, so it might not be as obviously.
He's in Texas as well.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that's interesting. A lot of the time, guys on this channel love to give me hate because I try and prop up and get people to understand the fact and the notion that life happens to people. And so often in society, we stigmatize certain relationships or certain ideas or certain lifestyles when we really have no idea what's behind that.
Yeah.
In your case, particularly, and in my case, particularly, there's always something behind the story, right? But people just demonize
Yeah.
the outside appearance. And that's what we're trying to break here, right? But we know that they can't do that, which is why we call this "You Can't Handle the Truth" live. But it's the truth nonetheless. So
It is. That's crazy you said because I used to be one of those people that didn't. I'm gonna get married, have my kids once I'm married. I'm gonna have a perfect wedding, and that showed. It lasted for I guess when I met my son's father, and my mom began to be abusive. My mom was always semi-abusive verbally. She was very hard being a woman in the military.
mm,
A lot of curse words, a lot of children are to be seen, not to be heard mentality,
mm.
grades up, you're cute. I remember when I was older, like my mom would use me to get drinks once I became older.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting dynamic there. Usually, typically, the mothers are the more nurturing or,
My mom was like a
easy to
man.
run over type characters, right?
Yeah.
If dad says no, just run to mom. She has to say yes.
Nah.
No.
My dad was not in the picture until I was 18. Like he would call occasionally every couple of years, but my little sister's mother was not too fond of, I would say, any of his outside kids. Because once I didn't meet my siblings until I was 18, well over 18.
Wow.
Like I would leave like one every time I would go meet my dad. And that wasn't until my daughter's mom passed. Like once she passed, my dad contacted me within a week.
Wow. That's deep.
And I was at his house at a family reunion within a month.
She was serious then.
Yeah.
Very serious. Well, better late than never, so they say, even though never late is better, right?
Yeah.
I hear that. We'll read a couple comments and we're going to keep going really quickly. Organic Black said, so he was an educated lame, still acting like a Pookie and Ray Ray.
Yes.
And this is the bigger thing, and this is something we always say on this channel, is even the men who are striving to do well and not be a statistical number, as in 35% of black men having a felony conviction and things of that nature, still we're finding out that at the end of the day, they still aren't even for the black community. They end up doing horrible things in relationships. They end up not taking care of their responsibilities or whatever it might be.
Yep.
And this is just another example of that. Sad. Kier says, how you're gonna have two struggles in opposite directions. Interesting comment here. Julissa Monet says sheesh, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Sheesh.
Jedi Mike says you can't make this up. Shit up. Yeah. Meh said how shameless. Taylor Beatty said he was the biggest Dusty. Shaking my head. It's you know, it's interesting. Like I said, we all have issues we need to work on, but it's the pervasive issues that we cover a lot
Let me
on this
put it. He
channel.
was a Dusty back then. He's married. He's very with his kids now.
Mm.
My daughter is separate because, of course, our situation. But he keeps in contact. His mother, his whole family is in love with my daughter is them.
Oh,
That girl
okay.
is a showgirl. Like,
Good. Well, then that's good. I think that can be accredited for a lot.
yeah,
It's good to
yeah.
have that
I could
relationship with
say
the
that I've
grands.
seen his growth
Okay.
as a person because I've never been the type of baby mama to be hateful and to if our relationship doesn't work doesn't mean that you and your child's relationship doesn't have to work. We didn't work. Like, go on, go find something else. And we came to make this and then that was it.
I feel you. It's very mature of you.
Yeah.
And very mature on both parties, but more mature on you. And to a lot of the guys who end up watching this saying, "Oh, you're just a bitter. All these black women are bitter baby mamas. All these black women are just hateful ass." Here you are, here in
Nah.
the flesh, a woman who's still done wrong, and at the end of the day, still is able and responsible enough to give props to both parties and
Yeah.
to go through life understanding that life happens. A lot of you ignorant negroids, dang it, I just ruined the monetization. I figured out why I can't get monetized on the live videos because I say negroids. I didn't know that.
Oh.
Yeah, so I got to stop
really?
saying that. Yeah. You cursing, you can curse all day. You can get
But you
monetized.
can't say
Negroid, so it's too close to the N word. I guess YouTube doesn't play that anymore. It's
that's
good and a bad
funny.
thing. So,
I knew a
but
girl. I'm sorry.
yeah,
I
you
knew a
are.
girl that I used to work with. She would not cuss.
Yeah.
Oh, she would never cuss. She wouldn't say damn. She wouldn't say shit. She wouldn't say one cuss word.
Mm.
She's white, but she say nigga.
Okay. Go ahead, then, Sally.
I
Go
of
ahead,
course said
Sally.
something once I found out, like,
Yeah.
because I would always try to get her to cuss. I'd be like, girl, you're grown. Like, we're at work. Like, say shit. Like, say fuck. And she, no, no, no. And then one say, I don't know if it was a song or what. She was like, my nigga. And I was like, you won't say no other cuss word.
Right.
But nigga flew out of your mouth so quickly and nice. Huh.
Mm.
Huh.
Well, it's I have an interesting relationship with white people and nigga. In my opinion, hey, I mean,
I can see that. And honestly,
what are we gonna do, really? You know what I'm saying?
I don't I don't chastise people, but it's just the fact that you won't say any other curse word.
Right now,
But you don't see that as
maybe another
you
word to
saw
add to
damn
that.
as a word that you couldn't say.
No.
You saw hell as a word that you couldn't say.
Yeah, okay, I understand that. Hell,
Yeah, like that was what intrigued me. Like,
it's like, what is she saying here?
yeah,
What's she really
like
saying? What are you really telling me right now?
that doesn't make sense
It's a bit.
because it's technically like you don't let your
It's a
kids
derogatory,
really
technically,
say,
depending on the
like,
tense of it, right?
yeah, like your kids aren't gonna say it freely unless they're cussing freely.
True. I believe. I'll give you that one. I give you that. I'll give you that. I now. What job was this? Because we're gonna start going into career paths.
This was a restaurant.
Restaurant.
Yeah,
I was a server here.
Italian bistro. Oh yeah, I was server life for a long time.
Nice. Serving is people don't understand. Serving can be lucrative, man.
Oh,
Get
I
you
made
right.
a lot of money serving.
I made the most money I ever made in my life serving inside the airport.
Bro, talk to people. You get to know people. You treat people like humans, and you actually listen. Because a lot of people do not listen.
No.
You do not. And people who need somebody to listen, and they can tell that you are listening, they're gonna pay for that. They're not paying for your food or yeah, it comes to accountability. But the regulars who are giving you the real money, that real money you're making at serving, it's you're a therapist.
Absolutely. That's so well said. People don't understand that. And that's with people in general. It's like, listen, if you can really figure out psychologically what makes your fellow human tick, you'll do so much better in life. Yeah, in every aspect. But serving taught me that. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
So at what point did you get into modeling?
Excuse me. I've been modeling since I was a toddler.
Yeah.
I was in like JCPenney catalogs.
Really?
I was a catalog baby for a while. I got out of it, and then high school in Japan, I was doing like car shows. So I always started off in car shows. And then I was in a few magazines in Japan. Then I came to America and I laid off a bit because I'm shy.
Hmm.
I have social anxiety. Like I'm a fun person because if I'm in my own bubble, if it's music, I'm gonna turn up because I just love music and I love to dance. And that's how I make friends because they're like, oh, she's cool. I want to be friends with her. And they approach me. But it's hard for me to get in places.
Right.
So living in Louisiana, I didn't start modeling until I was there for like after I had my daughter, really after I had my son. So maybe 4 or 5 years after I moved to Louisiana, I started back modeling, and that was when I started with runway. I fell into shout out to Von Ray, Tasha. I met her and her husband. They're a husband wife duo, the
Hmm.
greatest people. Like I could cry right now. Like
Nice.
beautiful people. And I was homeless at the time, and I had a homegirl, a best friend. I was homeless and my best friend was helping me out. And sorry to say, but she would like steal stuff for me to be able to model with because we would need
Yeah.
certain things.
Hey,
And
gotta do what you gotta do, man.
yeah, and none of my friends would ever let me do anything illegal. I don't know what they saw, or I don't know what the case may have been, but it was always like, no, 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 you don't do that.
Hmm.
I got it
Hmm.
type situation. And that started Runway with Von Ray. I would say I was in almost all of her shows for 3 or 4 years until she started doing shows in Africa. So until she started there, I was in every show. I started doing shows outside of that with some of the other partners I would meet through her. I started getting in magazines, publishings.
That is the first thing I noticed when you hopped out of the car. Is I was like, well, we're eye and eye,
Oh
possibly
yeah,
possibly a little under eye. In my
yeah,
case, I was like, she's tall. So yeah, I can see runway
yeah.
all the way. We 5'9", 5'10". You look like you're
Well,
about
no, I
five.
have platforms on, so
You look like you're at least 5'7.5", five
yeah,
eight
I'm
though.
like 5'8". Like
Yeah,
I don't measure myself or hop on the scale often, so I was like 5'8", I would say,
nice.
because
That's definitely runway height, especially when you throw
yeah,
them heels on.
yeah,
That's dope.
I
That's
got
dope.
legs for days.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. So you've always been modeling. You ended up
Hmm.
modeling, going to runway.
Yes.
And so you did that until she went to Africa.
Yes, and then after she went to Africa, I just had made so many connections by then. Then I was modeling with a little bit of everybody, photos, a lot of collaboration. Um, I just it's something I love. It's a passion as well. I have quite a few passions, but I enjoyed. I with my son's father, I went through a deep depression, and he would tell me a lot of things that made me second guess myself. So
Mm.
my when I got back into modeling, my confidence level was not very good.
He was emotionally narcissistic or manipulative.
Yes, it was physical abuse, verbal, all of it, all of it.
Cheers.
And so that's when I really started nude modeling too. That was my first big like shoot that kind of took off. I did a nude shoot with Iced Up. He's actually here in Fort Worth now. And that's when eyes got on me because it was kind of like an ode to I'm not as ugly as you made me seem.
Mm.
I can
That's
be
straight.
confident in this body because it was always you're so skinny.
Mm.
That was a lot. Fat shame. People think fat shaming is really bad, but skinny shaming is bad too. Like that shit's not nice. Stop it.
Mm. Absolutely. I agree. I agree. So that was kind of one of the driving factors and forces. And even so, I mean, your shape is so it lends itself to the camera and the lens so well. It's very artistic,
Mhm.
and even the minimalist type attire is still extremely artistic. I saw on your Instagram, and I was like,
Yeah.
they're really good photographers.
Yeah.
So I was gonna tell you, hey, I do some photography too, and I saw the pictures. I was like, I ain't do it. I was like, oh, I'll go ahead and deliver that. I ain't there yet. Gotta be real. Well, that's good. And so after you started doing some of the nude shoots, eventually maybe OnlyFans or OF decided to come into the picture. How long or
Ooh,
quickly after that?
that was way after
That was
that.
way
Like
after.
my nude shoots I did soon after my son. My son just turned 7.
Okay.
So I didn't get into OnlyFans until quarantine time. So
Real.
yeah.
I feel, oh, that was way, way, way after.
Yeah.
So in
So
meantime, in between time, what were you doing between then?
I think what got me into the sex work side of things was I started dancing at one point. Um being homeless, I got tired of being homeless.
Absolutely.
I would I would be able to get a place occasionally. Like I would have a place and then it wouldn't work out. I would have like a regular job and it just wasn't paying enough.
Mm.
Like it wasn't paying enough and I couldn't make ends meet. I started, I think, waitressing at a strip club in Louisiana. It was a very popular strip club and I saw how easy it was. And then I was dancing around anyways because like I told you, I love music. I just love to dance. If music is on and it has a beat, I'm gonna dance.
Right.
So on an amateur night, they told me they was like, just try and they just show me what you got on amateur night. I've always wanted to climb pole because I used to climb rope in school. I'd be up and down a rope 2.5 seconds. Like
Athletics.
I was always a strong girl. I always had upper body strength and things like that. My mom told me I had retard strength. I don't know if you could say that. Um,
Yeah, we should be.
yeah,
Yeah.
my
It's on my,
bad.
it's no,
We're
it's
already
on the YouTube line.
demonetized.
Yeah,
My
exactly.
bad.
Exactly. Go for it. Doesn't
But
matter.
I'm very strong for my appearance. I'm like an ant. Um,
There you go. I like that.
yeah. So I did amateur night and they loved me. And from then on, I started dancing and I was raking in money. Like I went from the not shit daughter to like my grandma's house that we inherit, like everybody inherited. I'm doing repairs on the house. I'm
Mm.
doing everything that needs to be done. I'm giving people money and taking care of everything. Um, in between that, I'm moving, like I'm going back and forth to Dallas at this point. Um, because I did have in order to buy a car, I went waitressing in Dallas for like a year and a half and basically saved up everything for a car. I had a car, but my son's father hit me while I was driving and I wrecked that car. Said car.
So you essentially became self-made,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term. And I think one of the most interesting things about this is that society is so interesting because, first of all, very few people will ever experience the true desperation of homelessness, and really, they'll never understand the emotional destruction and just how distraught one can become from not knowing where
Where
you're
you're
going to
gonna
sleep,
sleep.
not knowing if the police are going to knock on your windows or a criminal is going to knock on your windows or break your windows or try and grab you while you're sleeping. It's you are I'm preaching to the choir here, but the bigger thing is this: is that society gets onto you when you're not a productive member of society. But then at the same time, when you actually do become a productive member of society, if you don't do it through society's morality goggles, then you're still
You're still a
shit.
low level.
It's like
At this point,
how can you win?
I had been piercing for a little bit just to get by and be able to buy food and like give the people whose house I was staying at some money occasionally. Shout out to the tattoo shop I worked at. That's how I ended up with my back piece, honestly.
Back piece is fire too.
The artist knew my story. He knew me for a while. And it's Japanese inspired. And then it's a phoenix,
Mm.
raised from my own ashes, birth from my own ashes, rebirth myself whenever need be. Um,
And
and
I think the really interesting thing, not to cut you off, is that you became essentially the figure in the family that traditionally a man would be, right? And that's that you were providing, you said, repairs for the house, putting food on the table, making sure that extended family members are taken care of financially.
I had already been doing that with my son's father. He was really depressed. I will say
Mm,
that. I guess I was at the time one of those, I can fix you.
mm.
I can help you. And I would say I helped him somewhat. We had when I got pregnant, it was a bliss mode. Like we were in a blissful state at that time. There was
Mhm.
no abuse going on. We had just discovered like everything was a lie in life. We're watching, what is it? Spirit Science
Oh,
every day.
y'all woke together.
Yeah,
Y'all were
we
woken.
did. I will say that.
Nice.
I was always open minded. I always thought there was unicorns. I always thought there was. I never was like,
Hmm.
that's not real. And living with him and his cousins, they were always opposite. So we would get high and they would ask me questions. They'd be like, "The fuck?" Like all my
Yeah.
answers, like,
Yeah.
"Bitch, the fuck?" And then fell off in YouTube. He fell off on YouTube one day, and we woke up and he was just like, "This and this and that." I was like,
That's back when YouTube had all the videos going down like
"Yeah,
conspiracy and
yeah,
just like that,
yeah."
but it was real though. They've shadow banned most of those channels
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So
This
no.
was, what year was this? So this was like 2012,
Yeah,
2013.
that
Yeah.
sounds about right.
Yeah.
I was right there
So,
with you. I was right there with you. I was waking up every day, waking and baking.
bro, he was like that's how I learned how to pierce. He was depressed. He was a tattoo artist. He knew how to pierce. He was doing it out of his home. At this point, my mother had been abusive. I ran from her and moved in with him because I didn't know he was abusive as well. But yeah, I ran from her and moved in with him. I learned how to pierce because he would go into a depressive state and either sleep, and he would have appointments waiting in our house and I couldn't wake him up, or he just go off walking and be gone for hours. And they would just be random people sitting in the house. They're like, "I'm here for a pierce. I'm here for a tattoo." So I can't tattoo you, but I'm an artist and I can line up holes. So
So you started tattooing
yeah, I've always been
for
a
the
watch
sake
and
of
learn type person.
geez,
I started piercing
or
because
piercing, yeah.
yeah, that's an easy $20-$30 here and there that I at least can get somebody out of this house. Like,
True.
so that's how I started with that. Um,
Out of pure necessity, essentially. So you ended up starting. And so things ended up getting a little bit rocky and rockier and rockier.
and rockier and rockier. His depressive state just wasn't. He was depending on me for his happiness.
Right. That's it's always a um, mm,
Yeah, it's a
it's always a tricky one. A lot of guys will be like, "Well, you see, you should have chose a better guy. You should have chose a better guy." When it's like, well, okay, the first one was a good guy. He didn't
yeah.
work out, and the second guy, you try and okay, well, you know what? Maybe I'll build a guy instead of actually getting with the guy that seems to have quote unquote more things together per se. And we can work and we can develop and we can try and build things. But then at the same time, you're still the one that's picking up slack for him
And
in
people
the
say
long
choose
run.
where do they teach you how to choose men?
And listen, I'm gonna tell you this as well. The fact of the matter is, yeah, you're very right, and particularly when there's a lack of fathers in the households to begin with. But aside from that, even when you do choose a decent man in the communita, as a lot of the Negroes say in the Black manosphere, they end up not being a decent
There's
man at the end of the day. And
exactly.
so it's like they start off wonderful, like you said, but then their chameleon colors end up shape shifting and
It takes
changing.
you longer to figure out the flaw in that person, and that flaw is probably equally as bad as somebody who's just presenting it
Exactly.
forward.
Offhand, exactly. The honest truth is that there's not. We go back to that 35% felony conviction rate. The honest truth is that guys are already outnumbered by women to begin with. And so when you start talking about pairing and relationships and things of that nature, you start talking about the less amount of men there are, particularly black men and black women, and then those who are actually suitable partners to begin with, and then those who actually have a stable career compiled with their life together, compiled with this and that. Those numbers are extremely significantly
You know how
small.
many black men need therapy? I've been to therapy. I love therapy. I love it. Y'all need to go. Like,
Absolutely.
I don't know what the fear of it is. Well, I understand. When I told my mom I was depressed, she told me I was just lazy. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's a.
but I knew in my heart, like, no, I'm not a lazy person. I just literally cannot function right now because my emotions are
Facts.
driving me crazy. Like,
I said the same thing, and I attribute it and kind of liken it to being homeless and then still being expected to like hold down a job. It's like, listen, I'm losing my mind right now. The last thing I can actually functionally do is figure out where and how I'm going to shower and then get to each of my shifts on time. Meanwhile, still not even knowing if I'm going to make enough money to be able to take myself out of the current situation I'm in. So what am I even doing this for to begin with? And then that
exactly.
repetitive cycle of
Yeah.
thought. A lot of people won't quite understand or get that though. I want to read some comments really
Okay.
quickly and we're going to continue. I know I didn't read a lot. Comments. Jaleesa Monet says 90% of Black folks need therapy. I need therapy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Kira said, I had more upper body strength as a kid than I do now. That's what's said. So,
No, it's not sad. We get up. We have more responsibilities than just playing after a kid. You got to do. You got to work
absolutely.
for 8 hours instead of play for a few. So that's not sad. Don't be so hard on yourself.
Absolutely. And shoot, I looked at the pictures of myself in college when I was swole and jacked, and I was like, man,
You
what
had
I've done. It's like,
time.
you had time. You had time, you had resources, and life
You
just
didn't
lent itself
know.
over to you a bit
Yeah.
more readily at that
That's
time.
why older people be like, yeah, wait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, they were not lying. I was like, okay, go ahead. You'll see. That way it's gonna hit you
Wait
one
till you
day.
get a little older.
Boy, I woke up the other day. I was like,
I can't talk because
yeah, you're good. Do you eat healthy?
um
You on like a diet or something, or you just lucked out?
no,
You won
I
the genetic
just
lottery.
lucked out.
Yeah, you lucked out.
And after my daughter had a thyroid issue, that's another thing. Like I have a lot of medical issues um reoccurring.
Mm,
So that's another reason like that occurs because I've been close to death too many times to count as far
geez,
as health wise. But yeah, my thyroid, I had hyperthyroidism, couldn't keep anything down.
down. Mm,
Anything. As soon as I would get nervous, anything, I would be out one of the ends.
wow, that's deep.
But I've been always a skinny girl. After my kids, I was nothing but kid. When I was pregnant, I I would always both kids consistently 50 pounds. I stopped at 150. I was 100 pounds before, and I gained 50 pounds. I'm probably like 120 now. I breastfed, hence why y'all can't see, but I don't have any boobs at
Mm.
all.
Well, hey, yeah, it's all right. You're on what a lot of society would classify as the winning side. The
Yeah,
side I'm trying to
yeah.
get back to. Hey, at the end of the day, we don't shame anybody's body because, like I said, life happens. I'm going through it.
I'm
If I
still a
stand
kid
up,
at
you'll be able
heart
to see it.
too.
Oh, there you go. And
I'll
that
stop at a park and I'll play on the park.
was that
And
makes a difference there,
the grown ups look at me crazy,
right?
especially the white
Oh yeah.
women. Like I'll get up in the morning, I'll ride my
Mm,
bike to this park down the street from my house, and I'll do
mm,
yoga and play on it. And they'll be there with their coffees, and they'll be in their little chat circle, and their kid will be like, "Mom, come up here," because they'll see I'm up there. Their mom's like, "No, I
mm,
can't." And I'm like, "You can.
right.
You don't want to. You
Come
having
on
this
now.
this gossip conversation over here. You don't want to leave, but I'll play
Mm.
with your kid for you." But
Yeah,
then they look at me crazy because I'm like,
God forbid you have fun on something that's designed to have fun on.
I guess,
Age shouldn't be
yeah,
a constricting or limiting
because they
factor
can't
to
see in their mind
right.
them going up there and playing.
Absolutely, absolutely. That breaks the societal norms, right? That's why I don't connect or really get along with most people or have friends to begin with, because most of the time when I'm having those conversations, and I say this a lot on the channel, I'm just sitting back and thinking like, wow, I can't. They really think like this,
Yeah,
I'm kind of that person too.
yeah,
I'm not embarrassed by anything. I never have been. Sometimes to a fault.
yes, yes.
It just doesn't bother me. If I want to do something to have fun, I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it.
I know that we were fishing with my little sisters and my father a couple of weeks ago, and I just jumped off the pier and jumped into the water. I was like, "Why am I not gonna swim? We're in a lake right now."
Exactly.
I was like, "Pop, I'm gonna jump into the water real quick." He was like, "All right."
Oh,
I was like, "All
then
right."
like,
So I jumped in. I had a great time. Got back up. We didn't catch any fish, but I had a good time at the
but I
lake.
still had a good time.
You know,
Like
people are looking. People are looking, and just like he's swimming in the water. Yeah, I'm swimming in the water.
I went to Costa Rica and we were on the beach, and the waves were kind of forceful at the time. But instead of fighting the waves, I sat like right where the waves were coming in, and I just let the waves just kind of flop my body. And it was kind of like a push and pull type game. I thought it was fun, but I look on the beach and everybody's like, what the fuck is this girl doing? Like the waves is literally like pushing me in and then sucking me back down. And I'm just like, this is so
I'm
cool.
showing it. Costa Rica too. Boy, what?
Yeah,
That's
I had my cheeks out in Costa Rica.
shoot. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Loren says, me too. I love the swings. They're my favorite."
Exactly. Me and my boyfriend played a game of whoever could jump the furthest off the swing had to buy breakfast.
Nice.
See, like we ended up getting a grown man. This Mexican man came with his daughter. We ended up getting him on the swings because
Okay.
he saw how exciting and how much fun we were having.
Look at that.
It's my goal to get adults to act like a child at least once a day.
Mine as well. My goal is to get adults to understand and realize that they don't know everything they think they know, and they might have forgotten a lot. I,
Kids teach you more than adults teach you.
absolutely, 1000% correct. Latoya Brown says, "Big kids unite."
We should have like a group playground event where all the adults come take over the kids' playground.
Shoot, hey, we could have like maybe even like a night where we just have a whole bunch of neon lights and it's just like a night play or something.
Exactly.
There you go.
That's
Hey, I'd
so
be down.
fun.
Dallas would do some stuff like
I
that too.
think we
Yeah.
should do
Dallas does
that.
stuff
Did
like
we
that.
just come up with something?
Hey, listen, I think that'd be a hit. I'm down right there. You got my contact. We'll make it happen. All it takes is a
Bet,
park
bet, bet.
in a government ordinance or
The
something.
park down the street from my house is actually like, I don't, it's a new type of park. It
Mhm.
has the different types of things, but it like they have like a rock climbing set, and I was like, this is fucking cool. Like
I never seen what the rock climbers say actually. That's pretty cool.
it has like rock climbing, then it has like this circle spinny thing, and like they have it's like a web. You know how they usually have the metal domes you climb on?
Yeah.
You're like, king of the world. No, they have like this big like rope dome, like geometrical.
See, yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds like some Dallas stuff. Dallas has
Yeah.
stuff like that. Every time I go to Dallas, I'm like, man, this is
I
just a
live in
cool
yeah, I
ass
live
city.
Greenville, so
Greenville.
it
Okay.
yeah,
That's
it's Upper Greenville,
up
like
Greenville. Okay.
down the street from downtown, like 5 minutes from downtown.
Is that North Dallas? No,
Yeah, it's
I don't
like
know.
it's not far North Dallas,
That's the
but
cool area though.
yeah, it's the cool
I've
area.
seen it.
Yeah,
I've seen it. It's
I
very.
got lucky.
I stayed right on Greenville. There's a Velvet Taco over there, right?
Yep.
I stayed right there by that hamburger joint in that
Okay.
Velvet Taco. Actually.
So yeah, you know it's a cool area.
Oh, you live in an awesome
Yeah,
area.
I love my area.
Okay, go ahead then,
Like I
Bree.
hate
I'm
my
about to.
apartment, but I won't move because it's just
It's
perfectly
perfect. You
located.
can walk anywhere. Perfect. Do y'all have the scooters down there? Lime scooters?
They haven't put them back out since COVID, but I have a bike.
Okay, well, you good then. You good.
I'm a
Yo,
block away from Sprouts,
oh, that's such a
a couple of streets
badass
over from
area,
Kroger,
man.
Ross, and Target. Like,
Psh, yeah, move for what? You know, car for what? You don't even really need it. It's nice to have them, but you don't even need it. You know?
yeah, I travel a lot, so that's the only reason.
Oh yeah, you do. Yeah, I know you just got done traveling too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read a couple more comments. We're gonna move on. Taylor Beatty says, "I'm in the skinny committee too, Bree. You're not alone." LOL.
Thank you. The debate has been if I'm gonna buy them. I don't know. I like
Hey,
being natural.
there you go. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. Tulip personality says Velvet Taco is good. Yo, Velvet Taco is like it's. I remember the first time I had it, I was like, "Whoa, this is really good, yo."
Honesty moment, I still yet to have it with taco.
Really?
Every time I walk in and I
Gotta
look
get
at
it.
the menu, there's nothing that's like, yes,
You
on my mind.
really? You're more of a traditional type, not necessarily as food
Yeah.
as far as food goes. More of just kind of
No.
no. If you like trying new things, if you don't mind kind of taking a risk, I recommend.
I live in Japan. Like I
Oh
eat,
yeah, that's true.
yeah.
That's true.
I'm a foodie. Like I love food. I don't eat pork or beef, but
The combinations are definitely unique. I'll say that. I would more just try and be prepared to not like one of the three that you get, but get three. Do a pork, a steak type, and then a chicken type. One of those is gonna be
I'll
your
probably
new
do
favorite thing.
like a chicken, a veggie, and a fish.
Okay, yeah. See, that's the health thing that we were talking about earlier. See, you're on
Yeah.
that.
So yeah,
See, this is
I
why I
don't
don't. This is why I'm
I'll eat like
lacking right
maybe
now.
a bite of beef just to taste. Like if my mom is cooking something, I believe in blessing food.
Okay.
So I don't eat beef or pork on the normal, but if my mom has made it or somebody I know and I trust and I know that there's love put into it, I will try it because I feel like that's kind of omitted the negativity of it, I
Hmm,
guess. That's just that's
you
my
know,
belief.
hey,
Yeah, that's my belief. But I still won't like consume a whole plate.
are
Like
you like astrological sign or zodiac signs? Believing
zodiac
or
signs, numerology, I've researched most of the religions.
so
They're all the same.
you're fully woke in this
Yeah.
case then.
The same.
I like that. I can
Um
you kind of right. They all do centralize
the
themselves around a
essential
deity.
parts of each religion: don't kill, don't steal, don't yeah, like y'all know what y'all are supposed to do or not supposed to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I even say this to a lot of people, and we'll kind of get back to what we're saying, but I say this listen, even if you don't believe in God or whatever it might be, if everybody follows the Bible, don't kill, don't steal, don't murder, don't commit adultery, don't want to do it, the world would be a perfect place. So you don't have to believe in God if you just don't want to. But if we all followed the rules that were in that holy scripture or book, not just the Bible, I know the Quran and other places have rules as well. we'd be good.
I have an
So that's what
atheist
happened.
friend. I don't know if she still identifies as atheist because she's been researching things, but she's one of the kindest people I know. Like she knows, don't steal, don't kill. Like she
Yeah.
didn't need. She was brought up Christian, of course. We were all brought up in the Baptist household.
I think the bigger thing is not everybody has that internal moral compass, right? And so it's some people, a lot of people do. Yeah, they don't necessarily have to have the religion, but then we have a couple people out here
They have
that they're
them.
like,
They have the
you
compass.
think so?
It's they
I met a
choose
couple. I'm
to.
like, I don't know. Something's a little
I
off,
feel like
Brie.
I feel like they have it, or they might just have that other voice in their head. Like I've had being depressed
Mm-hmm.
and needing therapy. Like I said, a lot of people need therapy in this world. Like even my son's father, I don't hate that man for what he did to me
Mm-hmm.
because I understood how depressed he was. And when I got to that level, like I'm not gonna hurt anybody else physically, but I understand.
Understand. I like that.
And I just wished he was able to afford therapy. Like I wish somebody could give you the therapy that you needed.
Absolutely. I like
Uh
that. Understand.
yeah, like
That's neat.
but when you're depressed, that other voice might have you doing some crazy things. I know plenty of times I've been on a bridge and it's like drive off the bridge. And I'm like, but you have to talk to yourself in your head sometimes if you do have things going on. Like talk to somebody, tell somebody.
Absolutely. Taylor Beauty wants to know what's your sign.
I am in Western astrology, I'm a Pisces Aquarius cusp. In Verdict, I am Aquarius all the way. Aquarius with I think Taurus rising. And
Nice.
then Western, I'm a Pisces Aquarius, and I'm Capricorn rising with Gemini moon. Don't call me. I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it.
Nice. Sounds about right to me. Sounds
Yeah,
right to
and
me.
I'm a number 7 numerology.
That's lucky,
So
lucky number 7.
yes, me and my kids are all sevens. I got triple seven.
Nice. Lucky. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Well, Game Black says you have empathy, a skill which a lot of people lack. So
Yes.
it's always good. Always good to have empathy. Let's move forward with the crux of, well, not even the crux. This isn't necessarily a crux at this point. We've already covered so many really interesting topics, and we might just have you again here, because I love
Yeah.
the way that this is going. And who knows, maybe you'll be on this side, and we'll have somebody else that we interview, and we start to, never know,
Yeah.
but we'll definitely stay in contact with you. Um, so let me know how has your OnlyFans career been, or how has OnlyFans been for you, and what advice or what is one thing that you would say to every girl that's watching this that is considering OnlyFans at this time?
Um, if you're considering it, do it.
Mm,
Like people gonna judge you. I've been in clubhouse chats. I've been on different social media apps, and they always bring up OnlyFans. And they, oh, you have your, I don't like that. I don't like. Honestly, OnlyFans is for any content that you want to sell. It does not
true,
have to be sexual. There are
true,
plenty people on there that are doing non-sexual content. It's for anything that you feel like people need to pay for. Period.
facts.
I do sexual content because I've come to realize that I have a sexual nature in general. And it's crazy because I'm really goofy. Like I'm just a goofy girl. And I guess just being shaped like this and looking like this and loving to dance, that's where I just noticed what my followers requested a lot. And if y'all are gonna request that, you're gonna pay for it. I was pretty I just started OnlyFans, but I've been selling pictures and videos for a long time.
Okay.
Before it was a page for it. It was doing it through Snapchat and Facebook Messenger. I would sell live chats all the time. That's another way I made the money for my cars. Like,
And I say this all the time. Like, listen, we have so many guys out here that call men who pay for OnlyFans simps and this and this and that, and they're the same dudes who would have no problem any day of the week in a New York second getting the opportunity just to be in your presence for a minute.
those are the
It
same
does,
guys who can't identify the clitoris from the.
it,
on the regular
it's
J.
it's
Cole.
it's mind numbing to me because they go so hard on women. And I don't know, have you ever had a personal experience where a guy's been trying to berate you? This is the thing. So there's a growing community online of men who are like demonizing women for essentially
Making that
bossing
money.
up and making their own lives
Yeah.
happen for themselves. And this is kind of what I put on the, in the request for the interview, is that there's a pushing narrative and a notion that because men have done so bad, particularly in the black community, that women are taking up their own lives by any means necessary to do what they want to do. But it's because partially A, they have to, but B, there's actually a market for it.
It's
Now,
a market.
beforehand, uh, beforehand, I I looked at OnlyFans and I was like, well, this and that. And the more I started thinking about it, I started realizing, you know what? At the end of the day, being in the position that I was in, if I was a woman, pretty sure I'd probably end up doing the same thing had I had the opportunity. I mean, let's be honest. This is the honest truth. If you can get paid money, and not just a small amount of money, but a relatively decent amount of money to live in a great part in Dallas, to do this, do that, enjoy your life, to travel and do this, all by just taking pictures or posing. I
It's
don't know, man. I gotta be honest. I
it was
I
common
ended up doing it
sense.
myself.
I was a
Like
stripper. Like
be
I
honest.
literally had people touching me, slapping my ass
Right.
all night. Like, to be honest, I don't like to be touched.
Hmm.
I don't have a lot of sex. Like
That's
I
another big
yeah,
misconception. They
like
think that you're automatically
I'm a
promiscuous.
yeah, I'm a solo show. My OnlyFans is a solo show. You'll never see anybody else but me on my OnlyFans. I've yet to introduce toys on my OnlyFans. I've I feel a way about vibrators. I feel like they do sensitize your coochie, so I don't use them for my pleasure or anybody. Like I just don't use them. So everything I do, like nude yoga, um twerk. Like if you add they I have like custom messages for, like, you can request a song for me to
Oh yeah,
twerk to
that's cool.
nude. It's basically stripping virtually. That's all I'm doing. I have a pole that I can put up in my house. Why would I not give myself more safety and be free in my own home? Nobody has to touch me, and making way more than I was making. Like going to the club. First of all, stripping, you have to pay to dance.
What?
Yes. That's what I don't know why nobody knows this, but you have to pay before you can get dressed and get on that stage. You're an
Really?
independent contractor.
I've
And
never heard
depending
this
on the
before.
club, they might take a cut at the end of the night of what you've made.
Wow, I've never heard anybody say that before.
Yes.
That's insane.
Here in Dallas, on a Saturday night, I can pay up to 200 some dollars to dance, depending on what time I get there and what's going on that night. Don't let there be an artist that's showing up at that club that they know is showing up. It's $150 and you have to be there as soon as they open. There might not be anybody in that club as soon as they open, but so you don't have to pay more money because it's $20 every hour after they open for you to come. So base is 150. That's you getting there 12. 1 o'clock, okay, it's 160.
Wow, that is
Club is open
wild.
till 6. So if you want to come at 4 o'clock, you paying like $200 dance. But you coming at that time because you know that's when the people are actually there and you didn't want to sit around.
That is really incredible. That blows my mind.
Yeah.
S- I
Like
don't know why they
that's
would do
why
that, but
dancers get mad for
right,
people to come in there
and
and
not.
just sit and
Uh,
not tip.
wow, because they're literally
I'm trying to
paying.
make my money back plus whatever I need, like whatever bill I'm trying to pay on top of that.
So that you think that strip club type thing is going to end up phasing out eventually, or
I
if
don't
you
think
pick the
so.
right spot, can you still do okay? Or
I still do fairly well because I still go to strip clubs and
okay.
dance on occasion. I just started back. Like I had 2 year hiatus. I always kind of go on hiatus. I'm like a myth.
Nice,
Per se.
a unicorn.
Yeah, like
She's
a
a-
lot of dancers don't use the pole anymore. I still do pole tricks. I can climb up, flip down, land in the splits.
I grabbed one of those poles one time just to kind of pull myself up.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Very difficult,
Not easy.
extremely
You know how many
difficult.
bruises you leave with at the end of the night?
I have a completely new respect. It's extremely difficult
Yeah.
actually.
I
It's
danced for the first time in 2 years last Saturday at the Bayou Classic event in Shreveport. Y'all, I'm 30, first of all. Like, my body was like, I woke up the next morning and I had to wake up. Like I didn't get home till like 6:30. It was a night. It was a night. My car got towed. I had people with me. Shreveport is really small. So when I tried to, I was like, okay, it's towed. I got the money. I made over $1,000
Ooh,
just
come on.
in a couple of hours. They were only open from 7 to 2.
Not bad.
And
Not
it
bad at
was
all.
slow. So I
Ooh,
was not upset at all.
not at all.
Um,
That's
I
not
was
bad at
like,
all.
fine, we'll just take an Uber to my mom's. It's over with.
So you just got to know how to move.
They didn't have Uber.
And when they have Uber in
They
Louisiana?
don't have. They have it.
Oh,
Ain't
but there was
nobody
none
driving
available. Dang, why would they not be driving then? That's like a prime time
because
surge hour. They
it's
should
a
be.
small city. Like
Mm,
luckily, I will say I'm a little popular in our city. So
okay, okay.
I just went back to the club and I asked one of the many people I knew. I was like, "Can you drive us? Can you drive to my mom's? I'll pay you."
There you go.
I
Hey,
didn't have to pay anybody, but yeah, they gladly drove me to my
nice.
mom's. But yeah, the next morning I woke up at 10:30 to try to get my car out of impound. My body was like, I don't know what you thought you was doing, but
It ain't that.
you're hurting.
So if I need a protein shake.
All my green was in the car. I didn't have any weed. I
Oh,
was
that's
just
a bad
like,
feeling too.
ah.
1000% on pain mode all the way
But
around.
essentially, what you were asking, yes, OnlyFans, I feel like is a safer and less expensive. They only take, I think, like 10%, 5% or something of what is sent. So my subscription is 11.11. I think they take like $4 per subscription.
That's not
I
bad.
make money off my messages depending on what I'm charging for what they're trying to see. Um, it's nowhere near how much I pay
Hmm.
to dance between buying the outfits per club because every club has different rules on what type of bottoms you can wear. Uh, it's expensive. Being a dancer is very expensive.
Hmm.
Y'all make it seem like it's just hoe work. It is not.
Hmm. Wow.
It
Yeah.
is not. You have to look expensive. You have to it's a persona. That's why I have a different name, Goddess Waters. Like what if you see me in the club versus now, like I'm very nice now. I'll talk to you in the club. Don't talk to me unless you got money for me.
Ooh.
Like I'm not
I know
here to
that's
play
right.
with you.
Yeah, it's a business.
Yeah, like
Straight up
even
business.
I have friends who will come visit me in the club and they know like, bro, don't come visit and think you're gonna be able to talk to me unless you have money. And I don't want to put it like that, but if you're my friend, you know that I'm at work. And don't be trying to chit chat unless you give me money because you're distracting me from
The money.
the money. Yeah,
Mm,
like
true. No.
I'll gladly tell you don't visit me at work.
Mm, wow. No,
Mm.
yeah, I understand, and that helps me understand a bit more of the mindset, and the reason. And I hope that when people watch this on the restream, that people can start and like understanding why that is the way it is. And I'm kind of the same way as far as like the strip club thing, and I've gone to a couple. I always make sure that I at least spend 100 at
Yeah,
least,
yeah.
because
That's a
yeah,
pair of shoes. Like
that's
our shoes are literally $100. That's
yeah,
just the shoes.
yeah.
And because these stores know how much we make, everything's overpriced.
Mm.
I paid $20 for a thong the other night.
Steve. That's Steve.
A thong.
One of the commenters replied and said it's called house tax.
Yeah. House
House tax.
fee, house
House fee.
tax. Then it's like you have your house fee, that's the price to dance. Then some clubs, oh, you gotta tip the DJ $20. And then on top of that, if they have sweepers, people that pick up your money for you, so you don't have to like be on your knees picking
You
your
pay for
money
that
up,
too?
you have to tip them.
Oh wow.
You have even if it's not a mandatory DJ tip, your DJ's gonna if he played you a good set and you made a lot of money, he saw that he's gonna have his hand out.
Man, they got everybody
If there's a
coming.
house mom in the back, it's either mandatory you tip the house mom or you have to tip the house mom per what you
What does the
get.
house mom do?
So house moms usually have like food, like the food that's not sold in the strip club. So they'll have like Frito pies or depending on the house mom. Like there was one house mom I used to work with. She brought meals, like meals. Had fresh fruit, had candies, cigars,
Nice.
tampons, sprays, toothpaste, like anything you can think of needing. as a dancer, eyelashes, eyelash glue, hairspray, all of that.
Oh, so she's literally like the
Yeah,
mom
she's
figure for the.
literally the
Okay.
mom. Some of them sell outfits, like some of them do makeup as well, can do makeup and hair a little bit to help you. You have makeup artists that are back there. You have hairstylists that are back there. Like
It's a
it's
lot going
literally a
on then. It's in
show.
the
It's like a
clubs.
Las Vegas show.
Hmm.
You have to prep. And it costs money to be a
And you
dancer.
got to be good.
And you have to be good, or you either have to be good or you have to know people. Like if you're known in the hood, you're good.
Hmm. One of our commenters, and ladies and gentlemen, I'll open up the panel. If you'd like to ask Brie here a question, you're more than welcome to join the panel.
She said, "Broke boys don't deserve no strippers." I know that's right for real. Don't.
I agree, and I say the same thing, and particularly when it comes down to relationships and women, my stance on this is that listen, it costs to live, to breathe, to eat, to survive in America. The emotional distress that it can cause a man or women to not be able to have the resources they need to survive in America is intense. Don't get upset when a woman starts to react on her emotions based off of your lack of provision or the lack of provisions that are placed in her life or her child's life or the family's life or whatever it might be, because it costs to live in America. And this is what I tell all men all the time. We have a lot of scorned, broke ass dudes out here that are upset that these women don't like them. And I say this all the time, even about me. I had to wake up one day, look in the mirror, and say, "Wait a second, you're homeless. You're sleeping in your car. You haven't taken a shower for the past 3 days, and you're upset at women, nigga. Why?" I said, "Why
Exactly.
would you
Your
even want a
mama would
woman,
tell you to take a bath.
bruh?"
Like,
I said, "Why would you even want? I wouldn't even want." And I say this to all the time on the channel, but I wouldn't even want my sisters to date me at that time, or to date a guy like me.
exactly.
Because I'm not ready. I need to take care of my shit. So, absolutely, 1,000%, without a doubt, men, you need to get on your game. There's no reason to be still lacking in 2021. You can do
Anything.
anything at this point to make money. Don't be upset that women are figuring out ways to make money and capitalizing off of you. And Black women in particular, we talked about this, but Black women are the next face of entrepreneurship.
And
Black women are
honestly, I don't
changing the game.
understand how mad y'all are. There's only fanboys. There are men out there selling them strokes
Yeah, and
and
one of the commenters
making
said that.
money.
Absolutely.
I have a couple of OnlyFriend guys that I'd see their content. I'd be like, oh yeah, you make money, because I know women are lonely, and women, we're visual. We might not need you physically. Like I'm just trying to see it, visualize it, use my little toy.
That's it.
Like you're my online boyfriend. That's all that's needed. Like
Hello, Laura Garrow. Good to see you in here. She says, "Hi, John." Jaleesa says, "I have a question to ask, but I don't want to get on live. I look a mess." You don't have to show your camera, Jaleesa. You can turn your camera off before you log on. So click the link, use your phone, and it'll give you the option to turn on your phone camera or to keep it off, and then it'll just play your audio. And so hop on the panel and ask away. You don't have to turn on your camera, though. That's the good thing about the StreamYards.
I will say, being a stripper taught me my self worth.
Yeah.
To be completely honest, not having a dad around, and mind you, my dad, once I did meet him, he's very much a gentleman. I see why he has so many kids by a different way. Like, will slap my hand if I try to open the door for myself. Very gentleman like, but he's so
Wow.
and that's how I learned how to accept people as they are. Like some people that's just their nature. Like they like multiple people. They like different experiences. And you have to learn if you're somebody that can deal with that or not. Like because there's plenty of people in relationships who have those relationships where their partner understands and they have an agreement. And
Absolutely.
it's people think it's cookie cutter relationships out here. No, being a dancer, that's another thing you discover. You discover a lot of people and a lot of couple kinks. Like I'm a lot of couples favorites. Couples favorites.
That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother.
That is a whole nother. When you said a unicorn, I didn't know the definition of a unicorn originally before I started in the club. And there's an actual like term.
Oh, I didn't know
for
that.
a unicorn. A unicorn is like a single woman who is okay with being with a couple.
Oh, I didn't want to. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
No, you're okay. You're okay. Because I've always called myself like a black unicorn, but then I learned to stop using it in the club because people would be like, "Oh, you're a unicorn." I'm like, no, 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 no. I don't need coochie. I'm sorry.
There you go. Hey, there you go.
I'm a pillow princess if that's what you want to do, but
there you go. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm right there with you. We have Kiera. Welcome to the channel, Kier. Welcome to the live stream. We have Siamese Cat. Siamese Cat, I'm a bit hesitant. I have not seen your name before. We're going to go ahead and give you a shot, though. We'll make sure we can hear you. Kier, it says you're okay. There we go. We're going to add you both. 1 second. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Siamese Cat, good to see you in the building. I'm going to let Kier speak first really quickly.
I like your
Kier,
name.
welcome to the panel, Kier.
Hello.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Go ahead. Oh, Kier, did I mute you? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I muted myself.
Oh, hold on a second. I'm seeing if we can hear you, Kier. Kier, I'm having a hard time hearing you actually right now. Give me 1 second. Let me see if it's just you or your microphone. Jaleesa, did you want to say something really quickly? Go ahead.
She's still in
Jaleesa, you're actually on mute, so make sure that you unmute your mic.
Gotcha. Didn't know I did that.
There you go. We hear you
Hey,
loud and clear.
y'all.
Hi.
Okay, so I stalked your Instagram while I was, watching this. I got it like up on my TV right now. And I saw that you worked with my favorite rapper ever, Mo3. What
Yes.
was it like to work with him?
He was a gentleman.
Yeah.
Sorry. He was a complete gentleman. Very goofy, funny. That wasn't the first time me meeting him. I actually, when I used to serve tables at Razoo's, when he first signed with Boosie, I was his server. So it was kind of like a
Wow.
small world thing. But he's a great person. Very loves his kids. Like I said, I've served him multiple times, so I know his family dynamic, and then like the work aspect. He was very respectful. Never tried to touch on me, hit on me, or anything like that outside of the video. Was very quick, very businesslike,
Mm-hmm.
very, very nice man.
Oh, that's awesome to hear.
Good question, Lisa. I'm going to go ahead and put you on mute. Let me know. Just wave your hand when you want to speak again. We'll get you back on the panel. Siamese Cat, welcome to the panel. Siamese Cat, what did you want to add to the discussion or to ask Brie? Make sure you unmute yourself as well. Go ahead.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, when I first heard about OnlyFans, I've heard like mixed things, knowing that it was mostly associated with SW.
Mhm.
But I've also noticed that it can be used for other things too.
Yes.
How
Yeah,
did you find out that you were mainly a lot of couples' favorite model?
I guess being a dancer, you would have couples come in, and being a dancer, people will let you know that they're your favorite.
Ah.
And it's not just, oh, this one time they came in and said I was their favorite. No, they come in weekly, and they don't get dances from anybody else, and they want to hang out with me outside of work, and I keep a relationship with them. Like I chat with them. I'm a regular person, so it's we have a relationship. I know it's how are you and your wife. It's not just how is the man, or it's no secret.
absolutely.
Yes. Sounds. Are these couples usually poly, or are they mono usually, or somewhere
Um,
in the middle?
the couple, it just depends. I have a few. I wouldn't say I've gotten close enough to know as exactly if they're doing things with others outside of our chats. I keep most of my contact limited. I'll chat with you through Instagram, Messenger. I don't really give my number out like that. If we meet up, it's going to be a public event, but I really still don't. Like I said, I'm an introvert and I have social anxiety, so I usually don't meet up or do anything outside of my house.
Great question, Siamese. I'm going to go ahead and move on to Kier really quickly. Stick around. Kier, I think your microphone was acting up a bit, but go ahead and try it again really quickly.
Okay, how's that?
Yeah, sounds
Yes.
perfect. We hear you.
All right, awesome.
And
Well,
go ahead, Kier. Did you have a question for Brie?
yeah. Besides being doing exotic dance and everything like that, what made you, besides that and the safety, what made you also want to go into OnlyFans? Was it just to explore your sexuality on camera, or more of an artistic feeling, or just something you just felt like you just wanted to express to the world through sexual exploitation? Exploitation.
Um, I just honestly it was just a more convenient site to use. Everything was in one at this point. Like I said, I was already selling pictures and videos through Snapchat and stuff. So to have everything I need under one website and it be legal and it keeps like my W-2s and all that stuff so I can file my taxes and stuff, it's way more convenient. So it wasn't anything that I wasn't already doing.
Absolutely. I mean, essentially, it's such a unique site because, like you said, it harbors, one centralized location with a powerful enough name where no matter what you do, no matter what type of person you are, even if you just sit and look at the ceilings and people want to pay you for it, then hey, you can do that. So
Exactly.
it monetizes you and puts you on a platform that's professional, um, tax accredited, and it just takes care of so many small middleman
If you know
positions.
you have fans of any sort, it's something you can do.
Facts.
Like, because I have a lot of people, I have a lot of men in my inbox that just want to chat with me sexually because of I would say my regular pictures. Because if you watch my story and you're actually a follower of me, you know that I occasionally I might ask a sexual question on my thing just to get answers or just be curious about things, but that's not my main focus. Natural health and things are actually my main focus, but sex work pays for my schooling. Like it pays for my massage therapy equipment. It pays for it makes it to where I can provide natural health at a affordable rate because I'm not worried about making money. I've already made my money through sex work. I'm a nudist. I don't have a problem being naked in general. So if you want to watch me be naked and do yoga, what I'm gonna do anyways in my house and pay me big bucks for it, yes. Because now I can go give this elderly person a massage for an hour and a half massage for $50 versus the 200 and something dollars that I usually charge for somebody who has the money.
Hmm.
Like
And it begs the question, like, how can you hate on that? Go ahead, Kier.
I was just gonna tell her to thank you for that explanation and for shedding some light on that. I know a lot of people just assume that because of that profession that for women and men they think one way or the other, and it's not. Those people
no.
are still very versatile. They're still humans. They're still people. So thank you for saying that the way you did. Hopefully, someone out there or multiple people can actually hear that and take that to heart. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll read a couple statements here. Nicholas Pickle says, "The men that be shaming women for sex work be the ones paying for it on the low." No, absolutely, 1,000%.
They have that account TU 33345. They don't want to put their profile picture or anything. Yeah, they ask for the freakiest of things.
They in the shadows, right? Uppity Unicorn in the building. Uppity Unicorn, a great content creator here. Good to see her here, as well as Mocha Mommy in the building. I put Mocha Mommy's link in the chat, but I kind of messed it up. This is the link to Mocha Mommy's YouTube channel. I posted Uppity Unicorns. If you're watching this on the replay, it will be in the description box or the comment box below um, to subscribe to our affiliate channels.
I saw somebody shout out my nails. Thank you. I really take a thing with my nails. I love nice hands.
Oh, you did. I forgot to put that comment. I'm glad you saw it though.
Yeah, I
Glad you saw it.
did. It's another like an eye thing. Being a dancer, being sex worker, men. I love my nails done, but men very do take notice on nails because anytime you wrap your hands around anything spherical, they're mine's.
It's one of those subconscious things. One of those subconscious
Yeah.
things.
So I make sure that my nails are nice and
Uh,
my toes as well.
Laura Garrett has something to say, and
Oh
this is
yeah.
on my selling channel. She says, "You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't." I say this all the time. You can't win in
Can't
society's
win for
eyes.
losing.
You
Yeah.
can't win for losing. You might as well just do you at this point and live your best life. And moreover, somebody like you who's actually giving back to your immediate family, to the immediate community, like you can do lower rate massages for elderly people. That's a service that's actually going to add to the men who are hating on you's family members who they probably aren't taking care of to begin with in the first place. So very deep there, and we won't ride too hard on them for that because we already know what the deal is with most of them. There was another question I saw here. I'm trying to get back to it. Oh, Mocha Mommy says, do you ever feel unsafe? And really quickly, Jedi Mike is on the panel. I'm gonna let him go in 1 second. But do you
Okay.
ever feel unsafe? And have you ever been stalked or threatened?
Um, I have experienced a rape in the strip club. The owner of one of the strip clubs I worked at um, sexually assaulted me. Um, that did put a dent on me emotionally. That was the driving cause of me ending up actually going to therapy. Uh, but I don't feel any more unsafe than I did in regular life because being somebody who I just say looks like how I look, I've always been stalked and preyed upon. I had a stalker in high school. Um, and that was just going to school Monday through Friday. Like I've had stalkers. I do carry a pistol everywhere I go.
Yeah, we in Texas, so we doing that, especially in Louisiana too.
Don't let these nails fool you, because baby, I will break them. I got some knuckles on me. I do know how to fight. I don't feel unsafe because I feel protected by my ancestors, to be completely honest. I do go by gut feeling a lot. Sometimes I don't listen to the driving force in my head, and that's when I end up in situations. But 9 times out of 10, if I listen to my gut, I'm safe. I will say I feel protected in a sense. Like I said, I've been the brink of death a long time, multiple times, and I've seen near death multiple times where I've come out just unscathed, and I'm like, how?
Yeah.
So
Guardian angels watching you.
yeah, I don't. I feel the same as regular life. Like I would have, in being a stripper or not, I would have started carrying a pistol no matter what. People follow me to my car late at night at the grocery store. Like,
No time for that.
yeah, like they might not even know my profession.
What do you say to the women that are scared of carrying a pistol?
Girl, get you a little, go to a range. Most ranges have a ladies' night. Figure out that ladies' night. You're literally only paying for the bullets and the target. Go. It's all it is loud, and you're gonna have on ear protection then. But if a situation does arrive, no, you're not gonna have protection on. But it's not gonna be as loud because you're not gonna be in an enclosed space, most likely, depending on the situation. There's nothing to fear.
Up at the unicorn says, "I need those earrings."
What do I? Oh, I have gauges, so they're my ear weights.
Nice.
I'm not sponsored by them, but plugyourholes.com. They have great deals on gauges and stuff.
Nice. Taylor Beauty says, that man is a monster, and I'm so sorry that happened to you. Absolutely.
He's
We
in
make no
jail.
excuses. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually you put out that kind of energy into the world, it comes back to you tenfold. It's just a matter of time. Sometimes we don't see it quickly enough, but it does happen. You can't screw over everybody because there's always somebody in the world that gives one less F than you do.
Exactly.
Organic Black said, so sorry. We're going to move on. Jose Mashima says, that's Mocha Mommy. Damn, she's beautiful.
Thank you. Or wait, Mocha Mommy.
Oh. Right, I'm trying to figure it out too. I'm sure he's talking about you and Mocha Mommy. All the ladies in here are beautiful. We're y'all are some good looking ladies. Up at Unicorn says, what I like about OnlyFans is that you can do your work from the safety of your own home and choose who you engage.
Exactly.
I hope you have a witchy friend to curse your old manager.
Oh, I had already taken care of it.
There you go.
I'm the witchy friend.
Oh, hey, I feel that. Hey.
I do dabble. That's another reason that I don't usually feel.
We might have to
unsafe.
have you back on to talk on that. That's another.
Yeah.
I'm curious about that.
Another role. Yeah.
We'll talk about that. Taylor Beauty says, I'm going to need everyone to send hearts of safety and love Bree's way to show solidarity for another woman who's bravely shared her story of sexual assault. Absolutely. And just her story, period. Send love. Make sure you follow her profiles. Stay in contact with her. You know, we're a family and we're a community on this channel. We'll
comment
make sure.
on my story or something. As long as you don't say anything inappropriate, I'm pretty sure I'll respond back. I'm not that bougie. I just, in public, I get nervous.
Absolutely. You got some hearts coming your way as well. Got hearts in the chat. Jalisa Menez says, I agree. Definitely go to the gun range first. Definitely.
Please, just don't buy a gun because it's not as easy as it looks. I just learned that
it's very hard.
Yeah, I'm left-handed, and I literally just learned that I'm a right-handed shooter. Like
that makes a big difference.
it
Yeah.
is a big difference. I was wondering why, like, I would get in the groove sometimes and be able to shoot good target, and then I would just lose it, and I just felt uncomfortable.
Like you
And
never
then
have a
one
good
day it
grip on it.
just told me,
Hmm.
just switch hands. When I say targets, dot, 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 I was like, are you fucking serious? Are you
I
serious?
I love shooting. I remember even in high school, I had a paintball gun. I shoot in the backyard. I love shooting. It's one of the most.
It's therapeutic.
It's therapeutic. Absolutely, absolutely, and it's masterful. It takes time to get good at it.
It does.
It's a skill. Nicholas Pickle says I plan on getting my gun license this year. Awesome. More hearts in the
Yes,
chat. We
yes.
got more hearts in the chat. Lots of
Thank you for all
hearts.
the hearts.
Thank you for the hearts, y'all. Toya Brown says, "Thank you, love." Jedi Mike, forgive my delay. Jedi Mike, the floor is yours, my friend. Jedi Mike is a valued contributor to this channel.
Hi, Jedi.
How you doing? How you doing? Hello, everyone in the panel. Nice to see y'all again. Yeah, I wanted to thank you for coming on to the show. I really like hearing your story. I was taking some notes down here, so making sure I just didn't get off track here. There's some things that I feel like that you mentioned that were very crucial that I think that will be very productive for a lot of women and also men like listening to your story as well. One of the things you mentioned first, you mentioned like the man that you, I think is the father of your child. You mentioned that he was soft. Like, what attributes of him that I say that made him soft? That because that word can kind of mean in many different ways. Because some guys, where it's like the red pill or very like manosphere type of man, they think, oh, you being soft is you just sharing your emotions or
Oh no.
talking about how you feeling and stuff like that. And it kind of that word of kind of get misconstrued. So I just want to see how you can clarify how you can say that in your experience what that meant to you.
So my definition was if it came to defending or standing up for his family, I don't think he like if somebody was to break in, I'd probably be the person to shoot them or fight them.
Mm-mm.
And I didn't want that. Like I'd like if it comes if my man ends up getting hurt while defending us and now I have to do it, it's a whole completely different story than and I have to take the gun and do it. Like I want to feel protected.
So he wasn't willing to die for you or for his family if it like
Um
basically if it came to it, like
yeah, I didn't see that in him. I saw a more of a lover, not a fighter, I guess I would say. But
so
not
basically
in
if there's a knock in the middle of the night, you would get up.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. We had been in situations where we've gotten into it with people and I'm the voice and I'm the one that has to come and and I don't
He wasn't war ready. He wasn't
yeah.
TTG.
Yeah, he
Like, all
wasn't.
right, it's
Yeah,
time.
he
Yeah,
wasn't.
I'm
He
a
had battle
dominant
mindset,
yeah, I'm a
warrior's
dominant
mindset.
yeah, I'm a dominant girl by I can be dominant, but don't get me wrong, I do not like having to be that. I do not like having to be
Well, yeah.
in
What's
that
the
role.
benefit of having a man that has larger density bone structure and larger muscles if he's not going to actually put them to
Exactly.
use, right?
Like I don't even in any aspect I do not like having to step into the male role. I don't. I don't. But there's a lot of men that just don't like stepping into the role either.
Absolutely,
And I'm not going to tolerate that.
absolutely.
I'm not going to take care of you and me and the kids.
Mhm.
Like I'll take care of you emotionally and things like that, but
Yeah, pretty
yeah.
much what she's saying is you need to get your shit together, man.
Yeah, he wasn't leading you. He basically
Yes, he
wasn't being the
wasn't.
king.
No,
He wasn't the king that you demanded, or you
no.
should have expected. But yeah, and then another thing that you mentioned too, specifically was saying that heard that you wanted to fix him, and that there is like I think like a lot of women. You look young. You're probably like in your like late 20s, early 30s.
Yes.
So yeah, so because I'm 22, but even then I see this right now in terms of people. A lot of women want to have because I was mentioning this to I think it was a magnificent one in the chat because she was making the point of saying like yeah a lot of women you want to have that feeling proud that you're uplifting your man and want to try to save him, but I said there's difference between uplifting your man and like assisting him, and it's one thing of being basically a laboratory experiment to help him deal with his trauma that you weren't even meant to deal with. It's like
Exactly.
you weren't, and I don't mean this disrespect, you don't have any of the tools, but I'm sorry, it's like women are not qualified to be to be
I'm not a therapist.
fixing boys. Like women are not qualified for that, especially Black women. When it's like when you basically been leading this community for the last almost since like what insurance, I guess in the statistic there's talking about, everyone in it's like matriarch like since the 70s, so about almost 40, 50 years. So so basically what's going on is that we're being flipped. Is like you're basically being the pillars of the community, not the men are. And the problem is what happened is that I'm saying men are dealt to deal with the traumas of raising boys, but if no men to begin with, is how can you deal with that trauma? That's why I said there needs to be therapy in the Black community, myself included. As men, we need therapy, and in our whole, we need to talk to each other. Because I don't mean that, not saying as men saying we can't share to our wives and talking about if I'm feeling some type of way, whatever. And I'm not saying not showing any sign of weakness, because then again, pride comes amongst the fall. The saying that, oh, I'm not, I'm basically a mindless or emotional robot, whatever. I feel no emotions, whatever, like that. Therefore, because I'm a man. No, basically, what you're not having is sense of humility. Humility is what being a man is, or being the leader of, up to your woman, also to your children, because they see that too, and then the cycle repeats. But then what happened is like women basically are shooting themselves in the foot, because what happened is I give this men analogy, like you're fixing your car. When you have to change the oil in your car, getting under the car, you with the jack, changing the oil, getting the dirt and grit, changing the oil filter and all that stuff, replacing the tires and everything. But then guess what happens? You don't even get to ride the car. That's basically what happened. And the frustration is when women are fixing up these men, and it's to the point like, thank you, and I'm gonna leave you and go up to someone else who not giving time of day. And when this is going to the whole 6-figure men saying, well, I'm not gonna be with the woman that actually was with me and building me up. Because that's what's going on with Dr. Dre right now. Because like, listen, everyone wants to avoid that situation where it's like, well, woman just gonna be with me and take my money and stuff. But if she was there from the ground up and you think that she ain't nothing, like to me, that's like, I mean, that's as much of like yes to me. So that's one thing is accountability, is that you can't give dogs what is sacred. You can't give throw your pearls amongst the swine. And against that is that is going to turn you to pieces and tear you to shreds. Once they do that to you, it basically they're almost weaponizing your vulnerability by helping them, and basically doing the whole like gotcha punk, like switch on you, bait and switch, and that's what happens. It's just that they try to basically take what you gave to them as sacred, and after that they dealt with you with the trauma that we basically given on to you. So that hence the cycle repeats.
Yep.
Great comment. And to your point, and to both of y'all's points, Keena says, yeah, women are not rehabilitation centers. There are licensed therapists and counselors who can aid in fixing them.
There's plenty of free resources too. Like, yes, therapy can be pricey, but there are plenty of free resources for you guys to find. Like, I got my therapy for free because I've been through domestic violence. Like, you just have to look. That's it.
You have to accept, you have to accept that you
have to accept that you need it, and then you have to just Google, bro. It's a Google search away.
Absolutely. Jedi Mike, did you have what else did you have, Jedi? That was
nothing. I'll just basically just comment on what she's saying, because she just made a very good point about that. And even going to discussion, I guess, with the OnlyFans thing, that these are the very men, that complain about saying women are out of order. They have OnlyFans and all this stuff like that, but yet you're paying them. Like I have a friend of mine, like I grew up with from like high school. One of my other friends, she's like, yeah, man, she made the OnlyFans and stuff like that. And so I got duped. I'm like, what are you talking about? Because there's no naked photos. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, it's just basically her just in the bikini and stuff. I'm like, but you paid for it.
Exactly.
Like I'm saying, you paid for it, and you getting mad at her for basically. I mean, because once you pay, it's gone. That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, I understand they complain that you have this service and you having all this money, but listen, I mean, I'll just be real. You play a sucker just for you saying getting a release of like a endorphins. Basically just a quick gratification where just like I can't, I just can't help it. I just gotta pay. I gotta see what she looks like and stuff. And after like I mean, you basically just getting.
And here's the bigger thing, Jedi. We've talked about this, but it seems like a lot of these guys are jealous that they can't get paid to do the same thing that women can do. It's like,
ding, ding, ding.
Why would I be so upset at a woman being able to make money and living her best life? Like, how does that hurt me to my core as a man? Why am I up all night screaming about women?
A soda at the fucking gas station, but
she could be the sweetest woman in the world. She could be the woman that decides to just
pay
for your meal.
Coochie on the line and make money, and I don't like it.
Well, I mean, what do you want? What do you want? What do you expect of people at the end of the day? You're talking about survivability, adaptability, and figuring out a way to live their best life and monetizing essentially what all men want inside
How
of them,
many
which is their
times
beauty.
has it been proven that women don't get paid the same amount as men to do the same work?
I'll just never understand.
So we took it upon ourselves
Right.
to set our own price so we can make the money that we've been deserving because we've been doing a lot of the hard work and
And-
just
And
not
getting
being
barely
paid
any
for
of the
it.
rewards.
Yeah, until
Exactly.
Goldman Sachs decided that they're going to spend $10 billion on Black female entrepreneurship. So it took the opposite man, to start recognizing and valuing the Black businesses that we have inside of Black America, right?
Now, in the
After
strip clubs,
decades of striving, of Black women striving, that's a
Black
lot of hard
women-
work.
that's the only place the Black community, the Black men, they appreciate a good stripper.
Right.
'Cause
Yeah,
they'll
and listen,
pay-
and if you don't, and you complain why you're broke, listen, there are applications for McDonald's waiting for you to pick up. I don't care. It's your fault that you broke. You spend that $20 you on, and that's why the when the black dollar circulates within 6 hours, that's what's going on. That they're using that paycheck for you, and yet you're mad that and they're getting mad at the fact that you're accepting. It's like that it's a choice. I'm saying it's like we always talk about people want to complain like, well, feminism does this, all this stuff, feminism is ruining the Black community. The ruin the Black men's communities is the poverty mindset. And that's why you're broke.
Exactly.
And then you're complaining about why you saying that, well, no, women want me to be be like Superman, where I have all this like money and stuff. Then they ask you to be millionaires, asking you to be providers. I'm
exactly.
like,
Y'all want us to be Superwoman? We've been Superwoman for how long?
Exactly. Well, y'all
We've been
been who?
Superwoman for how long?
I mean, you
Exactly.
talk about you building up your family, doing house repair on your family's houses and things of that nature. Like that's a lot.
That is a
man.
lot, bro. Like
Younger women and their families supporting their younger cousins and paying for them to go to college, universities, while their parents can't afford to pay them because they're single and making the money. But then they want to look at them all weird, like, oh, you ain't married. I'm like, yeah, but she just paid for 4 of your children to go to university when you couldn't at all. Seriously?
Exactly. Every dancer I've worked with, these girls have the heart of gold. These girls, it's honestly all a stigma. Like every dancer I've worked with has another business outside of dancing.
Yes.
They've taken the money that they've made from dancing and they've opened a legit business along with
most
still.
Of them. Like I'd say literally 90%
90% of them have businesses. Some of them just like sex work. They just be sex working it. But 90% of them all have things going for them outside and they're working like fucking 15, 16, 17-hour days.
Mm-hmm.
At one point I was stripping from 4 in the afternoon. I was at a day shift, a mid shift at one club that I knew had good money like during the day. And then I would leave that one at midnight and then go to another club that closed at 6 a.m. and work that one.
Jeez. Serious.
Bro, yes, I want my money.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're working hard for it. That puts
get it while you can.
Exactly. While this body is still going to function and while I look like this, because I know that it's not.
And listen, here's the other thing, right? There's a guy on this channel who has a beautiful young lady. She gave him a child, gave him everything. He has no interest in marrying her right now. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to keep saying his name. I'm sure he's watching, Mr. Stamp, but he has no interest in marrying her right now. So if the worst does happen and he decides to drop her off the face of the planet, she has absolutely nothing going for herself right now.
Nothing.
So that's my other point of contention is how can you be so upset at women choosing to actually financially start to look into the future? This is a sign of like really stable thinking. When you're planning for your future and starting to save money and starting to build businesses, most Black women are already looking into the future and saying, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it because this is what needs to be done. They don't have the ability to rely on a man, even if they wanted to.
There's a meme that goes around that says, if you want a guy to stop talking to you, just ask him for some money.
Yep. I'm trying to kids.
It like that's all, and really kids don't even work because they be like, well, she cook and clean. She got kids, at least she know how to hold a household. Like,
oh yeah. That was not working. You're right.
Yeah, like,
and to the point, I want to say something here. Taylor B says, "Hey, Stampy, how's your baby mama doing?" Right? Who knows? Also, Zach's baby mama. Zach was a wild dude we had on the stream, and he was literally arguing with his baby mama on the stream. I mean, it was hilarious, and I really actually do love Zach because that argument was a classic. I'll give you the link in one of the live
I
streams.
need to see that.
Oh my gosh, it was wild. I was like, this is incredible. It was a 6.5 hour live stream. I'll just say that.
Wow.
6.5 hours. And
But it
so
was fun.
we're gonna
Yeah,
it was
I
fun.
was like to play it back. It was me. Yeah.
It was amazing.
I gotta see. Yeah.
We're definitely gonna wrap this
You
up.
guys
soon.
hold your own. Like I told you that. You guys hold your own. Even like Black Revelation too. And I'm like, I respect
Yeah.
it too. I mean, and listen, this is just a choice. It's like for men, especially for Black men, you know, you can either complain about the desires of women today, or you can become the men that every woman desires.
Absolutely.
The choice is yours.
Y'all complain about Black women being so overly strong, but don't want to pick up the slack
But
so
don't.
we can be feminine. That's literally all I've asked for from any man that I've ever dealt with. I just
Right?
want you to pick up the slack so I can be a woman. That's
Yeah.
it. Like, I don't want to have to tell you what to do and all that. I don't want to be the man of the relationship, but if you're not putting forth an effort, I'm gonna let you know
Naturally, as you should.
because I'm tired.
Facts.
I've learned to let people know when I'm tired because I used to break myself. That's how I end up in the hospital near death all the time, because I literally will run myself to the grave.
And listen to this comment from Black Women's Sisterhood. Good to see you, Black Women's Sisterhood. Black women have been the backbone and work mule for so long that it actually offends people when we take our own capes off and rest in our femininity. Right? You've been.
No, I want to
Yeah.
take a bath with some roses. That's it. That's
God-
it. Can
God
you buy the
forbid.
roses?
God
That's all I'm
forbid.
asking you to buy. Can you buy the roses?
And
Exactly.
here's
I
the
even
thing,
told
you're
you
not
what
asking
to
them-
buy.
Yeah, like I can legit tell a man it's specifically word for word what I need and what I want. And it goes in one ear and out the other.
And it's crazy is you're telling them it's straight from the horse's mouth. They're telling you it's so simple.
It's so simple.
Hmm.
Just do better in life, and it's going to be better for all parties.
I've told somebody, I said, look, if you can't afford to be with me, I love you. But if you can't afford this, then we don't need to be together. Because at this, like, I'm not even asking you for a lot right now.
Facts.
Like, I'm asking you to pay.
Right, you're not asking for the entire greenhouse. You're asking for the roses in the
I
greenhouse.
read these things and people be like, oh, I pay my woman's rent. I pay everything. Baby,
Can I get that?
I've never had a man pay my rent.
Me neither.
Well, and here's the flip side, right? If you do find a man that pays the rent,
You're paying his car note.
Kira,
Shit.
well, here's the thing, and Kira, there's a little bit of feedback on the mic, so I had to mute you, Kira. I'm sorry. If you do find a man to pay your rent, he's going to expect indentured servitude to the level of
Exactly.
African slave workers on plantations. I paid the rent, so why you talking to me?
breakfast
ain't
done?
Why-
I paid the rent.
Bro, she's not a slave. This is a human being you're talking
I'm tired
to.
today. I didn't feel like getting up.
Why you ain't cooking? Oh, I paid the bill, so you don't want to cook? Go out to get something to eat, nigga.
Bro, I can go grab us some.
Nigga,
I've been in a relationship. I don't have a problem cooking. I love to cook.
right.
I'll be like, just tell me something you want. That's all I need. Like, I don't have any ideas in my head on what to cook. So can you tell me what you want to eat? Well, me saying I'm hungry should have inspired you.
And this is the thing.
Negative.
The same way.
Bro, I'm not asking
Kira
you
said
for the
negative.
money for the food. I'm not asking you I just asked you for an idea of what to cook.
And here's the thing. I say this all the time. Women take what you give them and they make it better. They multiply it. You give them money, or you give them a house or apartment, they give you a home. You give them money, they're going
Exactly.
to return your investment. If you give them your seed, they give you a baby. They multiply everything that you give them, but you cannot give them zero and expect them to multiply zero
When you
by another
multiply
number.
anything by zero, what do you get?
You
It's
get
still-
zero.
Any number by zero, you get zero.
They're expecting Black women to be masterful magicians, and this isn't how life works. It's just ridiculous.
Now we can pull some shit out our ass.
Absolutely.
We've
And-
learned.
and they have. But now that you're doing it, they're upset.
And that's the thing. It's just like
Literally pulling stuff. I'm sorry.
Oh,
no, right? No,
That was a
literally,
good analogy. That was
like,
good.
really, grab it out of the hat. I mean, seriously.
My
Like
friend
Doctor
found an
Strange, I'm
ankle
pulling the
on
thing
floor
out
the
and
other
pulling it
day.
out. Like, hey, here you go.
Exactly. I tipped a girl. I was dancing at the club. Mind you, I was at work as well. I tipped another dancer because she had a anal plug with an LED controller, and she would hand people the controller. You can change the lights how you wanted to change the lights while she
Apple Girl's looking with the eyes right here.
like of course I'm gonna tip you. Do you know that's talent? Like that is I love dancers with a gimmick. A lot of you have these dancers who are real performers. They have a gimmick. There was this one girl. She used to swallow those long balloons.
I see.
She would swallow them, like, and I'd be like, "Where does it go?
It's talent.
What is it?" She would light her booty on fire with like hairspray and alcohol. Like, she had all these different. Like, I went to a point where I was carrying around like, those gummy dicks that you can buy from the stores,
Well,
or
no,
like
but I can envision it.
they have like the gummy ones that are kind of soft. Then they have like the candy, just lollipop ones. I would carry one around and I would essentially give head around the club, but it's a piece of candy. But you know how many guys are gonna tip just to watch me do that?
Yeah, I tip.
Yeah,
I tip.
I'm not sucking nobody off actually, but just for you to see what you would think it would be like to you. Oh yeah, here 30, 50, take my money.
Shoot.
I get tipped a lot at this strip club just because I'm cute.
I know that's right.
I don't have to dance most of the time.
Keena says paying rent and bills is basic, but to these black men, it's extraordinary that they have to remind you every 5 minutes who pays the bills.
Exactly. Bro, okay.
That's why women started paying their own bills. They was tired of hearing it.
You tired of hearing it,
It's
bro.
basic
And then you don't
leverage.
bring it up. And then when you do bring it up because y'all are in an argument, you don't do nothing. I don't do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Who else we staying at? I don't want to. Well, why you got in my house? I don't want to have to do that. But if you want to be an asshole about it, I pay all the bills. This is my apartment.
Absolutely. Very true.
What do you pay? I pay my cell phone bill. I pay my car note. I pay my insurance. You buy dinner on occasion.
Lemonade said that's beautifully put, THD. Absolutely. Very true. That's very true. I was reading it. Taylor B said that was a dusty ass response if I ever heard one, talking about stampitis, I assume. Keena says it becomes financial abuse exactly when they are actually in the prominent position to be the provider in the relationship. All of a sudden they use that as leverage against you. Damned if you do, you damned if you don't. Keena also said, ask a nigga what time it is, and their response is, I pay the bills. This is my house.
I said, what? It's time for dinner. That's what time it is.
How you gonna ask me what time it is?
All you did was say hi. Where's the food at? Like, what? I just said hi.
I'm hungry. I don't spell nothing.
Lemonade says, all while complaining about the $50 a week child support they have to pay, even if they do that.
And let me let y'all know, I don't get child support from neither of my kids' fathers. Never applied, never.
Wow.
That's
again, please.
And what people don't know is that's the majority of the stories for black women. That's right there. They've never put men on child support, and they have more than one child, and they just don't ever.
And
I don't.
You know what's crazy? I heard that most black women aren't even putting on support. This is what's happening. When they're going to file for government aid, the government asks, where's the father? And as a response, if you say it's not in the house, they automatically put the man on child support. Yep. We had a user come on the channel. I forget. I think it might have been Mocha Mommy.
If you have the information on the man and you provide that information, yes.
They're the ones that do it.
You're not what is it? Your resources. You're not using all your resources. This is half this man's child. So if you haven't asked him for child support, we're going to try this first before we provide you with some aid.
Exactly. They say, in order for us to get you this, you're going to have to do this. Yeah. You're going to have to put him on child support. And so even if they decide not to, they won't have any access to government aid aside from it without putting them on child support.
Yeah.
So they didn't even want to begin. I was blown away when I heard that. I was like, what?
And a few years ago, you didn't even have to do that.
Yeah, you didn't have to, because I did go through a stint where I had food stamps, like when I was homeless. But one of my child's fathers, they knew they wasn't gonna get nothing out of him. My son's father, they knew he was a professional runner from the cops. Like, that man was perfect.
He's good.
Anybody who could escape the cops,
he's a runner.
Boy, he's in jail now though. They caught him. They caught him.
He didn't get that far.
Organic Black says that office aid seeks child support. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll read a couple more comments here. I'm gonna start to wrap it up, guys. She is a busy gal. We've gone a little bit over in time. And you have to. Okay, well,
Can I go really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a mom bladder. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, you're fine. Go ahead. We're streaming live. This has been a great episode. Really quickly, I want to give a huge shout out to all the contributors of the channel. I'm going to drop the donation links in the channel description box. If you have the ability to, you're more than welcome to donate. You do not have to donate if you do not have the financial means. You are not obligated to donate. However, all the donations go into creating more shows like this, getting better lighting, getting better effects, better cameras, so I can continue to bring you content in different ways. One of the things about YouTube is that you have to constantly stay creating, and you have to constantly stay getting things upgraded for the most part to hold attention. If you start to lose attention, then you'll start to lose the analytics. So your donations are truly appreciated, to say the very least. All right, I'm gonna put that link here really quickly. Give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. I should have had the links already. This has been honestly like a really great show. Very insightful, very entertaining, and you've been a wonderful guest.
Thanks.
I'll make sure that we have you back, and like I said, we're gonna end up doing something in the future because
This is fun.
I want to have a couple more conversations. Yeah, I love doing this, and I love when the guests are, like yourself, just awesome people. This is what it's all about: is putting our minds together to understand the deeper layers that are behind, the Earth's crust or mantle.
And just for reference, I haven't always been in sex work. Like, I've worked at a bank. I'm smart. I have a brain. But my brain is so smart that it was like, why are you working so hard?
Shoot.
When guys are literally throwing money at you for being cute.
Absolutely. Laura Garrett says, wow, I love that skirt outfit you have on too.
Oh, thank you.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, I don't know. Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, I don't know who told you don't have a shape. You do. They tripping.
It's the no titties. But when I was with my baby father, I was very unhealthy because I was being abused and I was working like a fucking slave. So I was only 100 pounds, like soaking wet. So that probably attested to that vocabulary. No, I'm thick, semi-thick. I've been eating.
Yeah, you got a great shape.
Thanks.
Loren says, yeah, I loved it talking about the live stream. She enjoyed it. Taylor Beauty said, this was a phenomenal live. Hats off to you, THT, and to our guest, Brie. Make sure that you follow her. Let me go ahead and drop her social media links in the description box below for you. As far as her Instagram, you can follow that and stay in touch with her. That is her link in the description box below. Jose asks if he can come over to your house.
No.
Jose, I tried for you, my buddy. I tried, friend. I tried.
If you'd like to book me for a massage, I'll come to your house. But no, then I do have a pistol in my bag, so don't try anything crazy.
There you go, Jose. There you go. I'll give you the best shot. The rest is up to you, brother.
And don't think I'm just a feel-good massage therapist. I get the kinks out.
There you go.
I have to always, because I do advertise everything on my Instagram, I do have to let you know, like, it's nothing. I'm showing up in scrubs. And you're going to look at me later like, is this the same girl I watched twerk? Because she put me in a hurt locker, but if I feel good. But yeah, that's me. Medically.
I like it. I might take you up on that massage. I never had a massage, but
are you serious? That's like therapy to me. Like how people neglect therapy, I feel like massage is preventive medicine. Your muscles are supposed to be like water. So when you have these big knots of that's adhesion. So that's literally toxicity just sitting in your muscles and brewing. And that's why you're angry or you're upset. And that's why your shoulders are up here like this all fucking day. And you're like, why am I so mad? Well, because you're literally like carrying the world. Like you're so tense. Like, just breathe. I'm a yogi too. Breathe. People don't breathe. A lot of people forget to breathe. You would think that's not real. Like, you forget to breathe a lot.
I like that.
Yes.
I feel better already. Oh.
Yeah.
Kira's laughing. Kira says, I know a man who's ordered to pay $25 a month for child support, and he quit his job and got put on disability just to avoid it.
Are you 20?
That's not the first time I've heard that story.
I think I recently watched like an online judge thing, and it was a white woman. I don't know why she was on child support because she seemed older, but she was originally a teacher, and she quit her job teaching to take a cashier's job at a clothing store so she did not have to pay the child support. And that judge told her, if you're going to pay
Dang.
what you were making off of what you were making before, because I know you intentionally quit your job.
I know what video you're talking about. I saw
Yes,
that. Yeah, it
I
was on
was like,
Instagram.
"Ooh." It
Yeah.
was a black lady
She
too.
was checking
She
her.
was like,
She was
and
checking
she was
her.
like, close your mouth, because the lady was like,
Yeah.
she's like, no, close
She
your
had a
mouth.
master's degree. And she had a master's degree too.
Yeah,
And
the
she
woman
had a
was
That's what
very
master's
like.
she get.
No.
Kiera is hilarious. She said, that's what she
It
get.
was so funny. Y'all have to find the clip. It was hilarious because that black woman was playing no games. She close your mouth because you're acting like you're surprised.
Mm,
You
shit.
shouldn't be.
Oh, I know that's right. That is hilarious. I'll have to watch that clip. I've never seen that before. That's great. Latoya says, I saw your pictures. You're beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen on the panel, I'm gonna let you give your final words. Kiera, I'm gonna give the final words. We're gonna wrap this up, and this won't be the last time we see Brie. It's truly been a great stream. We're gonna make sure that we have her back very soon in the near future. Kiera, your final statements. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for coming today and talking to us, Brie. You are a very beautiful woman. Your skin is on point, man. I'm jealous.
Thank you. That's the naturalness. If y'all never need some natural healing, holla at me.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get into. But I'm glad. Ooh, that's another person that's black owned. Yes, I'm trying to get into that too. I'm trying to make all my stuff black owned in my house. I'm trying. So that's
if
what I
you
want to
need
see.
anything for black owned, I have been. Most of my money goes to our community when I make it. I can find almost anything that you need black owned.
Oh, okay. Well, I got Instagram, so I will look you up. But I just want to
Yes,
thank
ma'am.
you for telling us your story, and thank you for letting those who didn't understand to see a different side of those who are in the sex work, and that even a job for the sexual preference of those, it is still at the end of the day still a job. These people still
Yes.
have lives, and they are human beings, and to treat them as such. So thank you for shedding more light on that as someone who actually is on that side for
Thank
people
you.
who are short-sighted on that. Thank you.
I appreciate your appreciation. That's a lot. It means a lot to all of us.
Thank you so much, Kiera. We'll see you on the next one. Okay, hon? Take care.
All right, you too.
Mm-hmm. And Kira is always good to have on the stream. Very quirky.
Okay.
I love her voice. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's hilarious. She's always making me laugh. She's a great gal. Jedi Mike, it's always good to have you on the panel, brother, and glad to have an appearance. Thank you for the notes and the well-versed, well-spoken analogy and surmise or
sir.
summarization of this stream. I appreciate your preparedness and your input and your honesty. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Well, thank you. I want to just thank you, Bree, for coming here today, and I just also want to thank you just also for like kind of cutting out the stigmas about like what the OnlyFans is and what even what the thing with the strip clubs about that you have to pay to get in. A lot of people don't know that, and it's just like I'm really glad you just mentioned that out there. But this is just as I felt going into the rest of like the beginning of this discussion. It's just like this is what I said as black men is like, are we being the kings? For us to have our queens be, because listen, our queens are not meant to be in the pig pen. They're supposed to be on the throne that we supposed to build them. And I'm just saying, it's like, and you call it, simping or being like, there's a fine line for what they call simping or what actually just being a man. Be a man by manage your priorities, and your priority is maintaining your queen. Is maintaining your children to a point where obviously, so all that stuff that she put on OnlyFans, she get that to you.
That's all we
free
be
of charge.
saying. Bro, if you could provide what is needed for us to sit on the throne comfortably, I wouldn't have to have an OnlyFans.
And moreover,
Right.
even if she decided to still have the
Yeah,
OnlyFans, you can take that and build a palace off of that. Use that, utilize that, and figure out a way to take it to the next level.
Love
Build a
teams.
business.
I love OnlyFans teams. You know how much money these teams are making? And they're the happiest of couples because there's no stigma on their relationship. They're open. They don't care. They
Absolutely.
don't. They've gone past that barrier. What my neighbors gonna think? What my mama gonna think? Bro, those people aren't paying your bills.
Facts. Absolutely. So true. So true.
Right.
Jedi
And
Mike.
and I'm just want to say thank you, like the kind words. I hope you come back again and stuff. We have more discussion and stuff like that. But that's what I'm saying. More of this is what we need instead of not just hope as men of us complaining about the OnlyFans and stuff like that about our women's that we've allowed them to be put in this position where they didn't have to begin with. If we did our part, we actually maintained this. We didn't have to. And if they want to, that'd be someone on the side. I'm not gonna make no judgment, but I'm just saying like you do what works for you. What I'm saying is some of these people is not. They don't have the choice and luxury of that. They're doing this for survival. You
Yes.
know.
I know a
So I'm
lot of
saying
women
have that
survive.
mindset like as a man. So we're talking about being soft is that when you managing your priorities and having that fight or flight response, like she didn't have to get up out of her bed to know I'm like, no, it's already be handled before she wakes up. It's like, hey, what happened? Nah, it's already taken care of. He's out. I'm like, nothing. That's period. And then when you go on there and then you enjoy, you love, you the happy marriage and your children, and then your son see, wow, my daddy did that. Damn, I want to be like that too. And
My
then
daddy
like
made my
and
mom
and,
happy.
and the daughter looking like, wow, daddy did. That's what a man's supposed to do for me. That's what.
Exactly.
So yeah. So anyway,
Exactly.
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna go on. I'm just gonna get out. But
You got it. Like you own it.
Absolutely.
I guess
anyway,
that's why you
but yeah.
Jedi Mike. Good, like
All right.
Absolutely.
But you
Thank you
take
so
care,
much,
okay?
Jedi Mike. Take care. We'll see you next time, buddy.
All right.
All right, boss man. The Jedi Mike, always making a graceful appearance.
yes.
Great panel guest tonight. Great comments, great questions, a great discussion. I can't thank you enough.
Thanks.
I know we kind of got into contact in a very interesting way, but it was a great experience,
Thank
and
you.
this was meant to be, and not just this time, but in the future for sure.
Yes, I will gladly come here
Awesome,
another time.
awesome. I'm so
We
excited.
didn't have too many trolls. It was okay.
No, it wasn't. Not too many trolls at all. It was really good.
Exactly. I've done.
They'll be here soon, but
That's cool. I know how to. I honestly deal with trolls really easily. It doesn't. I'm very educated, so usually when they spit something out, I'm like, I can pretty much tell a fact that busts that bubble. But
yeah, you're gonna rain on that. That truth, man. The truth cuts. Truth
it,
cuts deep because it's honest. You can't avoid it. The truth shall set you
a
free.
lot of
You just
comments
have to
come
accept
from
it.
ignorance.
Absolutely.
I've learned that, and a lot of people are very ignorant of a lot of things. And as a smart person or somebody who does research, you do have to understand that a lot of people do not research and they are very ignorant.
Facts.
And don't dumb yourself down, but have empathy and be like, oh, well, maybe you haven't gotten to that level
Absolutely.
of learning,
Absolutely.
but I don't have to deal with you as well.
I'm gonna end it there, folks. We keep going on, and she's a good sport with it. But I don't want to give. I don't want her to give too much to y'all because I want to say for the next podcast, she's a great guest, and I really want to thank everybody. I'm not gonna say anything too much past that. It's really been a good time. We'll see y'all in the very near future. Think about the last words that Brie said, that all of our guests said, and stay safe in the meantime. If you're a woman, go get a gun. Aside from that, we're going to see y'all soon. Take care, everybody. It's been an Honest Truth Live Seekers production. I love you all. Good night.